Yo, what's up, man? I'll wait for some of y'all to join up because we ain't got time to play, man. I was up here earlier. I took off today, man. I said I ain't even going down to the city. I was chilling. But after I took my nap, I woke up and started doing more film, man. I just be doing shit. So excuse my French, but appreciate all the AKs that rejoined the channel tonight who was here this morning. Supposed to do boxing today, but I guess my producer, they must have been tired too. They ain't even say nothing to me. So I said, I ain't saying nothing. You don't say nothing. I was knocked out. I ain't gonna lie. But I'll be doing another boxing video this week. We will get more professional soon. Alpha Mason, what's good? Yeah, I'm back at it, man. Listen, I ain't gonna front this new studio. Like me, I built this studio with my bare hands, man. I built all of them with my bare hands, actually. All the studios y'all seen me have over the years, I built them all. But the difference between those and this one is this the first one that's in my house. All the rest of them were in a studio somewhere or a warehouse somewhere or something like that. So I had to drive to them, which is why you're gonna get less content when I'm this busy. Because if I wake up and I gotta get up and drive to a studio and then get there, do the work, and then come back, I don't feel like doing all that, man. Especially when I was doing those late night sessions before. That was like me driving places. Now I just gotta come downstairs, man. So you might get, a little bit of crud in the eye. You might get me not looking as fly as I naturally would look, but I ain't dating here. This ain't speed dating, man. So I ain't even mad at that. You know what I mean? So now you'll get more work though, because I've been working. Because I can just get up, come downstairs. If I'm bored, everybody in the house sleep. I'm like, well, I ain't gonna watch TV. I don't watch TV. So come downstairs and I do some film. You know what I mean? So have fun with it. But you gotta ask yourself the question, because I was asking myself the question, because I feel like I'm like, somebody called me a homer on Twitter, right? And I really be listening sometimes to some of the shit people say. I said, man, am I a homer? You know what I mean? Because I really do feel better about this defense after giving up 40 points. So did that make me a homer? It might. It might. But the film gotta save me, man. And I'll tell you why I think, hey, a team that gave up 40 points, the Dallas Cowboys, actually played better than they did against Chicago, where they gave up less. They played better than they did against the Giants, where they gave up a little less, but 37. You know what I mean? But the reason I say that I can say that a team, this defense that gave up 40 points, still improved. There's a few reasons, and I can see them trending in the right direction. There's a few reasons, and I'm going to go through them today. You know what I mean? We're going to sit down and just talk about it. I got some film lined up too. If I go a little bit too long with the film, they're going to strike me. So I'm going to try to be a little strategic with it so that we can stay on here and have fun for a little while. Feel me? I mean, take it easy. But the main thing that stood out to me. What's up, King Reezy? He said, "What up? What's the deal, Koye? Good evening, nation. What's up, y'all?" Uh, it's a lot of y'all joining up too. He said the D look better, still bad, but not. It's not hopeless. I feel you, man. Hey, Miss Charles, this Alpha Mason said defending Mazi is why they call you a homer. Yeah, I'm always going to defend a young player that I haven't seen reach the potential that I've seen on film in their college tape. I do that with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons hasn't reached his full potential as to what he was doing in college. I talk about him from that perspective, like that. When people be like, "Well, you said he's as good as LT," I'm talking about the guy I seen in college. If he played like that in the NFL, oh yeah, I ain't never seen nothing like that. He ain't doing it because they making him a defensive end. So, I'm always gonna speak to it though, because that's what I watch, the things that you guys don't watch. When it comes to Mozzie, he hasn't looked like the Mozzie from college yet, but I know that's in there. Now, you have to take into account extenuating circumstances, which is, has he had a different defensive coordinator each year? Yeah. Has each one of them asked him to do something completely opposite of the other? Yep. Dan Quinn only cared about pass rush. You know this. The guy didn't even like linebackers. He didn't have one linebacker on the team at some point. He paraded J Rock, Curse at linebacker, Bell at linebacker. He brought Keanu Neal here to be a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? This is the guy you're talking about. He thought pass only, and his defense while here, he hasn't done this in Washington, but his defense while here was dependent upon the offense. His defense was really an extended version of the offense, meaning his only function was like the Rams back in the day. Remember the greatest show on turf? The way they went to the Super Bowl? Their defense, they had a bunch of undersized linemen that were good at pass rushing but could not stop the run. They weren't a great defense. They were a bend but don't break defense. And their only job was to be plus, because that was Dick Vermeil. Dick Vermeil always plus crazy plus with the turnover ratio. Their only job was to get the ball back to that high powered offense so they could outpace you. Same thing with Dwight Freeney and Rasheem Mathis or Robert Mathis. I forgot his name. Mathis, those guys with the Colts. Bob Sanders. Those guys' job, their only job in Indianapolis was to get the ball back to Peyton Manning. Well, Dan Quinn tried that shit here, and it worked. He had a lot of turnovers. Al Harris helped with that, but it made it so that we did not put any value on playing close games or being able to flat out stop the run. Right? Okay, so you ask a guy who you brought in here to do that, to stop the run. You come in and say, "Hey, he don't got to get off. He don't have a get off. He's a nose guard. He doesn't need to get off. All he needs to do is keep people off of the little ass linebackers that you got back there. And he could do that when he first got here. But guess what you asked him to do? You asked him to lose 30 pounds. So then he doesn't hold up. He's not stout at the point of attack. And everybody's like, well, he don't look like he looked in college. Duh. Then you have a guy who actually has common sense coming here the year after that, Zimmer, who looks at his college film and said, oh, that's what he likes to do. Well, let's get his weight back up. So now, he balloons up in weight, but has an injured shoulder, and boom, again, same thing, right? He played well after 8 games and learning a new scheme. Now he has another coordinator who said, hey man, look, all that holding shit you was doing, trying to hold up double teams last year, trying to be super strong, that strong guy stuff he was doing last year that looked okay versus all of our division opponents. I need you to have a get off, and I need you to be strong. I need you to do a little bit of everything. So what they've done this time is they brought a guy in, Clark, who can help him look like that, because this is what you want him to look like. You give him an example of what you want him to look like, which is Kenny Clark. That's what you want him to look like, right? So, hey, excuse me for hoping that the kid who's been tossed around like a rag doll rights the ship. That's all, man. That's all I'm doing. Alpha Mason. See how long-winded I gotta be to explain things, because it's like people don't get it. They don't understand where I'm going. They don't understand where I'm going. But with all that said, I ain't crazy. That player who will not be named will never reach his potential. Oh, you talking about Micah? We need to play Bell more at linebacker. We have the D tackles to keep him clean, or at least on third downs can play coverage better than Sandburns. Yeah, that's actually on third downs. That's not a bad idea on third downs, I don't think. I think because of his experience at linebacker, he could definitely play nickel linebacker on third downs to help Sanborn out. Because Shamar James ain't it either. Shamar James is a traditional linebacker, but he's slow. He's not fast either. Him and Sanborn will get burnt in coverage. And I think that if you want to say who our best ones are right now, would be uh, Marist Liufau and K9. Those guys can cover. But yeah, that's a good idea, I think. I got hair in my throat. Sorry, bro. Sorry, y'all. Sorry to be snorting in your face. He said, what do you think about Mazi playing next to Clark? Oh, I like that. They did it a couple times. I like it on obvious run. He said, what's up, Okoye? Back at it again. Love to see it. Okoye knows about. Hey, man, where you at, man? Who that, Steve or is it Chris? One of y'all text me or something, man, because I was knocked out earlier, but y'all must have been out the way because y'all ain't hit me up about that joint either. Yeah, Sadiqa, please put the Cash App in the chat. You guys realize that I'm not monetized, so if you're trying to send me super chats, right, you'll notice that there are none, right? Why? Because I'm demonetized, and so YouTube won't even review it again until November. And you know why? Because of this stuff right here, right? Every time I show y'all this type of stuff, not everybody, just me, because I know a lot of guys who are content creators who do this and they don't get demonetized. They demonetize me for some reason. I don't, and they did it last year while I wasn't even making videos. They just sent me an email saying, yeah, you did some old shit that we don't like, and you're done. So I ain't even really fight it because this is not how I make my money. So I didn't care. But now I'm like, look, man, I'm back and I'm busy. So you want to support the channel, keep asking me how to support the channel. But nobody's sending any cash apps, man. And I still keep doing it. I mean, I'm like I'm like a slave. I won't even front. But I'm a slave to the things I love. This is my passion. So I ain't even mad at it. But definitely use that cash app and support the channel. Take some time to show some love, man. But outside of that, let's talk. I'm looking at the questions y'all asking. Let me see. He says, yeah, I already got that question about Bell. I think I like that. DQ had no place for linebacker, and we wonder why they struggle versus the run. Yeah, that was weird. And you wonder why they turned Micah Parsons into a defensive end full time. When you saw what he can do at linebacker, you say this guy's a defensive end. That is, but then go to Washington and go get Bobby Wagner and start using linebackers again. Get what's the dude's name? Frank Luvau or whatever, and Bobby Wagner, and they playing great linebacker. And I'm like, this dude drove like Quinn. What were you doing when you were here, man? That was crazy, or what I used to call asshole retarded. Yeah, man. He said Morris was a corner and a safety at Notre Dame as a freshman and sophomore, then became a linebacker at a junior. Yeah, Morris can move, but Morris is crazy. Like he's a psycho. I think he got like CTE or something. Like, he trying to give somebody CTE. I like it though. He every game I find plays where he's physical and he's tone setting. And he's actually a good place to start cowboy politics. So I appreciate you actually saying this comment because he's part of my show, right? So here goes. How does the defense get better? By giving up 40 points. Why do I say that? Earlier today, I talked to you guys about the fact that the first three quarters of the game, the defense actually played very well. I mean, they only gave up 20 points. It was matter of fact, it was 16 points they had given up. They only gave up 16 points initially in the first three quarters. It was 20-16 us, or was it no 16-20 them? So they gave up 20, and we had 16 points, right? So, so anyway, first three quarters, that's what they did. And I looked at all of the deep passes of this game, meaning the ball traveling in the air for more than 20 yards, right? Or more than even 10 yards. There's only 8 of them. There's only 8 plays that happened. The rest of it was dink and dunk. And as Schottenheimer said, he proved to me in his press conference, because I didn't know because I hadn't looked at the film yet, but he said 2 days ago, "Hey, I think we just got to tackle better." I said, "Oh, that sounds like an excuse." But when you watch the fact that all 8 of the deep passes that he attempted, he was 3 for 8. One of them being the play where we knew the first play, Bland gave up 46 yards because he just didn't know that he was in cover 3, which I can take from Bland because we needed him back. He rushed himself back and he wasn't practicing. So, for weeks, for a few weeks, he was missing in action. So I get him kind of trying to figure out calls and try to catch up to speed. And that first drive, it showed, right? Maybe Diggs should have started that first drive, but I think they were trying to send Diggs a message. So that's Diggs' fault. I respect the coach sending him a message because that's something Parcells would do. So I respect that. That's old school football. Nobody's bigger than the program. I don't care how good you are. I'll sit your ass down. You needed to send that message because that sends a message to the rookies and to the young guys, right? So I get it. Diggs probably should have started, idealistically, but Diggs didn't start because Diggs has been doing things where, you can't let a guy who's supposed to be a veteran, who you're allowing to, get certain perks in practice, things like that. You can't just let him get away with some of the things Diggs has been getting away with because you're asking him to step up, right? And in those times, he has to do it. So that one play, boom, immediately, I saw, okay, that was one deep ball. But there was only like 2 more that actually were completed, right? And they were like 20-yard passes. Other than that, everything was short. It was 35 pass attempts that were short, and a few of those, because of poor tackling, turned into bigger plays. And that was really what the problem was. Jordan Love did not kill us in the air. He killed us with screen passes. It wasn't him passing all over the field. I'll show you, and I will in a second. But yeah, it was a lot of screen passes. So when you look at guys like Marist Liufau, so that's one reason we got better. We got Bland back. The other one is Marist Liufau, right? Marist Liufau immediately set the tone when he cracked Golden on that punt. And so did Ezra was a young guy, but Ez was already playing. Morris was not. We were trying to get him on the field. And it reminds me a lot of what we saw with Demo last year, where we were trying to get Demo on the field. And, we were like, why didn't he play that after the Browns game, why didn't you play him? We were coming at Zimmer about that. And then suddenly Demo had his explosion onto the scene. I think minus that one play that Morris probably lost the game on, which is that unnecessary roughness. I think we lost the game partially because of that. I think we could have won had he not done that. Other than that, he had a hell of a game. Like, very good game. Very good, and he missed one tackle too that turned into a big play, and he did that. So he gave up probably like 35, 40 yards with some boneheadedness, but other than that, he played pretty good. Um, but yeah, Morris coming down on that punt return and blowing Golden up. I felt bad for Golden, man. You know, Golden got blown up like 3 times yesterday, and it all came in the same way. It's like he was doing like Mr. Roboto spin moves, and every time he did that shit, he got blown up. He got blown up on that kickoff return, doing that slow ass, dumb ass spin that didn't take him anywhere. Then he did the same thing in the backfield when Ezraku caught him. He did a spin, and Ezraku was coming. First off, you're in the backfield. Why are you running backwards and why are you spinning behind the line of scrimmage? Just fall down or something. But he got taken down as Rocco tore him up. Boom. And then Diggs on that tunnel screen, Diggs saw it, read it, and came and he did the same thing. He spun, but this time he's spinning to catch the ball. So he catches the ball, spins forward, Diggs blows him up. Boom. I'm like, damn, buddy. Like, yo, you just the Google gods or somebody don't like your ass, but Golden kept getting blown up. He got blown up like 4 or 5 times that game, man. But he got up every time, though. I'll give him that. But they was smacking him. Even when they went after him, they went after Sanborn with him. And the ball hit Sanborn in the back of the head. It's like Golden just had bad luck. They threw the game-winning pass towards him, and it hits Sanborn in the back of the head. So yeah, it was just a weird sequence of events, man. But again, staying on topic. Bland. Bland getting up full speed eventually will make this defense a better defense. And that's the good thing is the fact that teams don't really have a tendency on us yet defensively. They really don't. They think they do. Like when someone thinks they know you, but you know why you were doing certain things, that can work to your advantage because the only things that we've put on film so far is us not being able to stop the deep ball. So you'll have teams coming out which will help your pass rush because you have teams coming out thinking that they can attempt deep balls. Trick plays. We got hit with that trick play for 65 yards. You have teams coming out thinking they can hit you with trick plays. You saw they tried it yesterday. They tried a little, I think, hook and ladder or not a hook and ladder, but they tried a pitch and I don't know, a lateral and then a throw. Right? There was nothing to do with the ball, so they pulled it down because we caught on. Right? But we our own film is what made them do that. Same thing with the screen passes. They've seen some screens in the Chicago game. You saw some screens in the Eagles game. Okay, so they can't stop the screen passes, right? So now we know teams are going to come out and try to do that. But the thing is, we can stop all those things when we have our true core team there. You're not going to give up deep balls, which we stopped doing once Bland caught on. You're not gonna give up deep balls when your corners are starting. When Revel's back, which I think Revel's now off IR. I think Josh Butler's coming back. Even though I don't think Josh Butler's going to be the same this year due to the ACL. I don't know. Everybody's not demo, right? So Josh Butler's back though, and he's playing zone, so he's not going to be asked to like man up all day long. So him coming back alone makes the cornerback room better. So does Revel, right? Then you have uh, addition by subtraction, which is Hooker going out, which allows you to get more of Wanye Thomas on the field. And now, even when Hooker comes back, if hopefully he comes back soon, but when he comes back, you'll see a heavier rotation of Wanye, Hooker, and Wilson in there. Hopefully, Wilson actually played better when Bland was here because some of the boneheaded stuff that he does, he's not left out there to be deep man running singled up with wide receivers. That's not his thing, right? But here we go when you watch those deep attempts, which we're going to get into right now, when you watch these deep attempts, you'll see what I'm talking about. Right. So let me move this first. Hold on a second. Let me pause it because I need to take this off the screen. Let me take my banner off. Boom. All right. Sadiga, you go ahead and handle the Cash App thing. But here we go. So let me put this in so I can see the comments. All right, better. So this is that first play. So look at the top of the screen. I haven't done any of the call outs. I didn't have time. I woke up and I just said we're going live. We're doing live. So when you look at the top of the screen here, right, you'll see Bland right there, right? Bland is asking right now for the call. He doesn't know. All right. Boom. At the snap, you see he doesn't get any depth. Why? Because he doesn't know he's in cover 3. He has no clue. Right? He has no clue. Or let's see who else is wrong on this. Because when you watch Elam on this play at the bottom, it makes me think Elam and Bland both knew the call and someone else didn't. Because let me see. Even when you watch, yeah, where's the other safety? Where is he? Oh, he's in the box. Maybe, maybe there's something wrong. Maybe they're playing like I don't know what the hell they're playing to be honest, because it looks like cover two. But when you watch Elam at the bottom, right, and when you see Hooker, well, look at Hooker and Elam at the bottom. They're in cover two. Bland at the top. He's in cover two. Why is why he has what's his face Wilson blitzing when this should be his space up here at the 50. He should be over there. Someone is. I don't know who's wrong on this play because I thought this was cover three, but to this point, even when you and this is what gives it away. Look at look at K9. K9 is chasing Golden up the middle of the field. For K9 to be that deep, it tells me this looks more like cover two than cover three. And so Bland may have not been wrong, but he's still chasing the play. And this is a 46-yard pass. So again, when they say communication is an issue, it really is because everybody's doing a little bit of something different. And a little weird, man. A little weird. But again, the defense to me, when you look at here, let me see what's going on here. Boom. This is another attempt. So the first sequence of clips are the deep attempts. So that was one. They're 1 for 8 right now. That was 1 of 8, should I say? This is the next one. This is the one Hooker gets hurt on. Incomplete. You know what I mean? They made their attempts, but like I said, because of what we put on film, we're going to see a lot of this, right? And as we get better, these opportunities get lessened, and as they get lessened, uh, teams will have to figure out something else to do to us. But they'll have to do that mid-season on the fly because what worked in the beginning of the season against us will not be working in about 2 to 3 weeks. I promise you, because we're already improving on them. Right? Even in this game, when they actually had the calls correctly, you can see this is they understood the call. They had time to get in. It wasn't hurry up offense, and you can see he's at the top of his drop right now. The ball should be released right about now. There's nowhere to go with this ball other than that check down. That's it. There's nowhere else to go with this ball. Throws the ball deep, double cover. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Both are double. So this was a good break. I think this is Wilson and Bland again at the bottom of the screen. Boom. Yep. It was a post pattern. Yeah, they both were on it. Almost intercepted if Wilson times it, or he could have blew this up. But you can see my point. Like we know exactly how teams are going to attack us, which is going to help us out quite a bit. Even on that strip sack from Houston, they were trying the same thing. This was in and I put the time up there so you can see what quarter it was. This is an overtime. So this is the third attempt deep, and it's an overtime on 3rd and 6. And Bland, they tried to back shoulder him. Bland just, he doesn't put his hands on the guy, doesn't play aggressive. They tried to call this a pass interference, but I'll tell you why it wasn't, in my opinion, right here. You see, this is a back shoulder. So the wide receiver is the one that's forcing the contact because he has the right to his space. If you try to push past him and it's contact because you're trying to push him past you, because he's basically trying to push Bland up the field, but Bland just was sturdy on that. You can't call it on Bland if you're the one doing the pushing, right? So again, that play there, another deep opportunity missed. This is the play that bounced off of the back of Sanborn's head at the end of the game. Boom. You see Golden in the slot. Sanborn carries him up the field, back of the head. Boom. All right. So you can see the deep attempts that they're trying. One of them the one that they've completed thus far was solely due to a miscommunication. It wasn't because the personnel can't play. It was because they just didn't know the play. But outside of that, they missed a lot of attempts deep. Boom. Here's another one. All right, this one they found a hole in the coverage, but it's incomplete because he drops the ball. Watch this. And they'll shut me off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the film for just a second just to talk. Because if I leave it up, the NFL is going to get me in about a second. They might have got me already. Did they get me, y'all? Am I still on? Yeah, I'm here. So they ain't get me yet. But you already know what's up. All right, but you can see where I'm going with this, right? Now, when you start to pay attention to the fact that this defense has guys that are missing, crucial pieces that are missing. I think Demo's coming off of IR as well. When you got those pieces missing, you can understand how I can tell you that we're going to get better once they get back, obviously. But it's not just because we're getting players or pieces back. It's because the scheme truly is a good scheme. It's just we weren't running it properly due to people not really knowing what they should be doing just yet. Is that a problem? Of course it is. But I look at the first 4 games of the season. Honestly, like in-game practice. And why I say that is because they didn't play preseason. So when you're not playing preseason, and I understand why we don't have certain veterans play preseason, you still realize that those reps, live reps, still beat practice any day, especially when you're playing a team that doesn't know you and you don't know them. So they're playing you different. It's not like practicing against Dak. It's like you have teams that are going to attack you a certain way. You're not even really dealing with your scout team in preseason and in training camp because your scout team's not playing like anybody else. They're not like trying to scout or trying to mimic anyone else for you because there's nobody up for you to play, right? So you're not even getting scout team reps or reps against a scout team that's trying to mimic what you're about to come up against until you're in the season. So what you think you don't know if you know it until the season starts. You think you're up to speed, but you don't know where your holes are until you actually put the boat in the water, right? And that's what happened. So now that we can see where the holes are, I only ask and want to see, are you improving upon them? The one thing that I have a problem with is the fact that they're still having some communication issues. But when you look at the people who are having them, these are not only your smartest players, but I would think two of your best players on defense are the ones that have had the communication issues, which is Bland and Diggs so far, right? So, do I think that they're good corners? Of course. Do I think that they'll improve? Yes. And when they do, and you can leave them out on the edge, on the islands by themselves and take away the middle of the field, this defense gets better. And this defense doesn't have to be lights out. But the one thing that we've seen, the inversion of this does not work. Meaning, when I say inversion of what we have, is what I mean. Meaning, we've had defenses that look great in the regular season early on. We've had defenses that were able to get great pass rush, right, early on, right? We've seen Michael Parsons do this for us for years. But then we get in the playoffs and we realize every team in the playoffs can run and stop the run. Guess what we can do? We can run when you know we want to run, which is amazing. I love it. And we can stop the run when we know you want to run, which is also amazing. We could not do that years past. Now that's the one thing we do great is do that. So with that said, if you can just shore up the fact that even by statistics, teams don't literally or generally, should I say, throw deep all game, right? But now that they'll attempt to throw deep a little more, you will get more pass rush, a la James Houston first half. But now that teams are attempting to do that, right? You'll have a predictability where they're attempting to get behind you. You know what they're going to try to do to you, which only helps you, right? So if we can shore that up, which I think by just sheer statistics, we will shore that up. When we get into the playoffs, do we need to be great? No. We already can stop the run pretty damn good, and we just need you to not give up 2 or 3 bombs a game like you did versus Chicago, and we will play well. And when you look at one of the bombs, it's not like Diggs was, like, not knowing what was going on or was burnt. He literally fell down. He's not gonna fall down every game, every deep ball. He's not gonna fall. Against Chicago, he fell, right? Bland, he's not gonna not know what coverage he's in every play of every game, right? So those things are not things that I look at like this team is horrible. Horrible is you are covering. You can't do shit about it. Horrible is you were in position or near position, but you just ain't that good. We had that with Anthony Brown for a long time. He was okay, but he could cover you. But if the ball was in the air near him, he did not adjust to it, didn't know what he was doing. Right. So we've seen that. That ain't this. We were getting beat then where, you had guys like they were actually there and the guy just snatching the ball from you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the stuff that you remember we had the Odell Beckham catch was against us, right? Like and that was against Brandon Carr. It's like, God damn, you right there, bro. Like pass interference, something, do something, pinch him, something. You know what I mean? So when you see that happening, then you can worry. We don't see that. That's not what's happening in these games. That's not what's happening when these guys are moving the ball. But let me get back to the film because I think the NFL should be off me. But I'm gonna get on to asking. Let me see what question you asked first before I do that. You said that already. I read that. Boom. That's why Zimmer was so high on him because of his IQ. Yeah, Morris is smart, but he made a dumbass play the other day. The third down play where Easy stopped Jacobs at the 3, that was because of Liufau. He killed that tight end. Yeah, I showed that earlier, man. That was wild. He tossed Buddy, and then, Ezra came and cleaned it up. Do you think Diggs is a victim of his success or just hard-headed? I think that's the same question twice. Because you hard-headed when you're successful doing something a certain way. You know how in Batman he said victory has defeated you. Yeah, Diggs, is a victim of the fact that he comes from systems where he has to bait you in order to get you to throw the ball at him. He is not used to this. He doesn't trust this system yet. And I know I said this before the benching. I said, hey, he's not trusting the system. And then when the benching came, I said it made sense because they can see that he's not trusting the system too, because it jumps out off the screen in the film. Because when he did that quick jam, I understand why he would do that under Dan Quinn. You're in cover 3. You got to get him to throw the ball somewhere. You're not really following guys too much. You're in man. You want him to throw the ball at you, right? You're playing man like zone. You want him to throw the ball at you. You want to make sure they're throwing it your way because maybe you have a defensive coordinator that's not taking away the middle of the field. But here with Eberflus, his defense really is designed to take away the middle of the field. So if you have all his numbers are going to be there, meaning all of the defenders are going to be in the middle of the field usually. And then you have K9 that's supposed to be him and Demo are supposed to be slashing through the middle of the field, 15 yards off the ball in the past situations where you're not going to have those lanes in the middle of the field. They're daring you to throw it there. They're like, you throw it here, we get one pop up, one incompletion. Those are turnovers. That's a turnover machine, right? So you either can throw to the numbers where everybody already is, but they might not have as many playmakers, or you can throw to the edges, which are further throws, and you run the risk of having a problem. I'll show you what I'm talking about, right? Boom. Let me pull this back up. I'll show you what I mean. Let me see if I can find these plays real quick. The incompletions late in the game versus Bland. It wasn't an incompletion, actually. This one right here. You see this? Okay. Give you an example. Now, just like any other thing with reps, right? You ain't gonna win every rep. When you look at Bland at the top of the screen here, right? This is that clothesline tackle from Wilson. Now look at the numbers. The numbers are shifted to the 3 set. So the trips left. So you have Wanye that's over there, you have Reddy Stewart over there, you have Elam over there. If K9 kind of in the middle of the field and James in the middle of the field, that's where everyone is. The only space to throw the ball right now is to the top of the screen, right? When you look at the snap, so right at the snap, look at Wanye communicating too. Look at right there before the snap. Wanye let it be known what's going on right there. He told him where he want. He told Reddy Stewart right where to be. Watch this. Look at Wyatt. He come over, boom, boom. Get over there. Reddy Stewart like, all right, I got it. Wyatt like, I got the tight end. So there's no confusion down there. They know what they're doing. At the snap, let's look. So then it looks like man underneath. So this is cover 1 with some blitz action up front. And I think James is covering. Yep. James RK9 is on the running back. The other one is spying. So the linebackers are spying and occupying the backfield, right? So there's 6 people in the backfield. Everybody else is covering. But when you look at the coverage, Elam is driving. You have Reddy Stewart who's trailing. You have Wanye that's just he on that. There's nowhere for him to throw that to that tight end. So it's the only one getting the help is the guy furthest away from the quarterback, which is Bland, right? This ball is about to be released right here. Bland sees it and drives on it. He breaks on it pretty well, just a well thrown ball. That ball is 6 inches lower, is broken up. If that ball is 12 inches lower, it's a pick 6 for real. You know what I'm saying? But his defense, he's forcing you. You have to throw the ball either long and deep, right? Which is why which is why I think that the defense will automatically get better anyway because his defense is designed to stop those things, right? So you either throwing the ball deep. He wants you to throw the ball deep. So you either throwing the ball deep or you're throwing it far to the outside. But what you won't do is constantly be able to throw in the middle of the field. You won't. You won't be able to do it. Bland made a good break on the ball. As I said, it's just like I said, you're not going to get every one of them. But Bland makes a good break on this ball here. He gets rid of the ball fast. And if like I said, if that ball isn't perfect, That's a pick six. We already know who Bland is. Here, at the snap, boom. All right, look in the middle of the field, folks. Look in the middle of the field, count the numbers. You don't have to know what the coverage is, even though this is cover two. I'll just tell you. But if you're looking in the middle of this field right now, you see the two safeties high. You see Sanborn deep middle. You see Dobbs right here that's coming around the nickel. And then who's that over there? I think that's Elam over there. No, that's not even Elam. I don't know who that is. But either way, you can see where the numbers are on this play. And right now, he has to get rid of this ball right now. If he wants to throw this ball, you tell me, other than the check down, the soft spots of this defense are where you don't want to throw when these guys are healthy, meaning when Diggs is here and Bland is there at the top of those screen, the bottom of the screen, that's where you can throw the ball because that's the only place you have any semblance of single coverage, right? Here, though, on this play, what they were trying to do is what they were doing the rest of the game, which I'll show you what they were doing the rest of the game, which is a lot of screen passes and stuff like that. These are the deep balls that they attempted. I told you about earlier. Boom. That's two. That's the third one. I think this is four. Yeah, this is the one to Dobbs, I think. Yeah. So they're gonna run this off right here. Boom. Create a pocket. Yep. Dobbs incompletion right there. That was all done by created by that motion release. He had to make Liufau make a choice, and he chose the seam. And Dobbs, Dobbs got open right up underneath him. Boom. But he doesn't catch the ball. This one here, I think this is Elam. Right. So this one pissed me off only from this is where Eberflus and I can give him, some work and criticism for this, right? Check me out. He's trying to show zone here. So he wants this to look like zone. He's playing man, right? And he's playing off man because he's trying to disguise it as if it's zone. I get it. But don't do that in the goal line. Why? Because the thing you do well is zone, and you're gonna wait. You do zone all day long, 96% of the time, and then you wait till you get in the red zone to run man, and you leave Elam. Everybody was mad at Elam, but really, this is he Elam's relying on the disguise of the coverage in this play in the pass rush. He's hoping that he's reading zone and he doesn't throw this ball the way he does. Let's see. See, they're playing match man right now. Okay. Elam is matching this release. But look at he's out here on the island for what? You got an inside out release in. He's taking outside leverage when the only thing I think Elam should be doing, though, that he's doing wrong is he's already opened up. He's driving. He's looking to drive on the inside, right? But I think he should have played stack coverage, which means playing even over the top of this receiver rather than taking outside leverage. But again, there's no help. There's no safety help because everybody is playing match man. Now, if you're playing match man, I don't necessarily mind that if we're getting some sort of heat in the middle of the field. One or of these two guys, meaning K9 or Sanborn, blitzing, right? Nope. They're both playing zone in the middle of the field, right? Okay. So, but you can still see the concept I was talking about earlier. Where can you throw the ball? To the outside. Where can't you? To the middle of the field. You're not getting anything across the middle. That's where the numbers are, right? You're not getting anything across the middle. There's numbers across the middle. You have to throw far and away if you're the quarterback. But this was just pitch and catch for Love because again, I just didn't like the play call. I didn't blame Elam for that. I didn't like the play call at all. Right, it's just not the time for it, not the right scenario. And I think that you should have brought him some time, or at least chased him off the mark by showing some sort of blitz or something. I just didn't like that call. But the defense, to me, they looked a lot better. Again, at the snap, let's look. Okay, again, where are the numbers? 5 in the middle of the field. You got K9 running up deep middle. You got two safeties deep. You got those corners rolled up underneath that. And I think Shamar James is right there too, right? But on the outside, you got Bland and Diggs singled up, right? Love sees that. He throws this right under K9. I thought this was a smart throw because he's like, all right, I got K9 bailing. And he just ran a stop route, a stop route, boom, right at K9, boom. That was on that 4th and 6th play in overtime. Watch this. So K9, and then K9 has a ankle brace on because he had twisted his ankle. So that's the other reason they attacked him. But they put K9 on Golden, one-on-one. Golden is a burner. So he says, I like that matchup, especially against the injured K9. And it showed he couldn't get in and out of his breaks on that play. But you see my point. Now we get into what really was hurting us, which is these passes right here. This is what they were doing to get yardage. See a little quick swing pass. This defense is designed. We don't cover the check down very often, meaning the running back is always just sitting down here. Nobody's bothering with him. So when you see that on film as an offensive coordinator, yeah, you're going to create plays that allow not only those releases from those running backs, but you're going to try to get him some help out in front of him, like you see here. This is like a moving screen. See that? It's a timing route. The rest of this play, that nobody's running a route. And then he has a bailout play, which is this out route at the bottom of the screen where Bland is. But everything else is let's sneak our blockers out in front of our guy and then hope that these guys can't chase and tackle. Now, this is where people criticize Sanborn and where I criticize Sanborn. And this is why I say the team will automatically be better. The defense is automatically better. Sanborn reads this correctly, right? Boom. He reads it. He even makes the play and cuts it. So does K9. They both get there. K9 does the right thing. He attacks the outside shoulder, keeping his inside for his help. He turns it back inside, but Sanborn is not there. And then, Elam makes the tackle, but he got his tackle broken. Watch this. They both are reading this correctly. So K9 is where he's supposed to be. He's setting Sanborn up for a kill shot. Sanborn just can't get there because he's slow as hell, right? That's the only thing I don't like about Sanborn. Here, same thing. You see these passes? These are the things that they were trying to hurt us with. A lot of tunnel screens, bubble screens, smoke screens, and just tight end screens. They're just screening the hell out of us. This is where they were moving the ball. But the reason being is there's nothing else. They would try this deep and there wasn't anything they could do. So they said, all right, well, let's just see how well they tackle. And this is why I said Brian Schottenheimer is not a liar, because he said, hey, I think if we just tackle better, those plays that, 5 yards that turns into 10 yards, those things add up. And that's what added up for Love. He wasn't killing us in the air. He was throwing pitch and catch, like dink and dunk stuff that we were saying Dak used to throw back in the day. Remember that? That's what he was doing, right? Boom, a lot of that. So he had the snap. Boom. Look at the middle of the field at the snap. This is why I say his defense is designed to force you to throw at his corners, right? But here, watch this. This is another quick tight end screen. So at the top of the screen, it looks like they're trying to chip Ezeraku. So they're playing against his emotions, right? You see, they're going to sneak those linemen out right behind Ez, because Ezeraku was firing off the ball early. So they said, oh, he's young. He doesn't understand yet, right? So they let him pass. And then a little quick tight end screen right behind him. Boop. Now, again, tackling. Even if that's how they want to attack you, right? Number one, Ez, you need to know that that's what's happening, which he doesn't. But then here, Sanborn, you read it correctly. You need to make this tackle. Sanborn makes this tackle right here. You got to make that tackle. There's nobody else behind you. You have to make this tackle, right? Boom. He misses this tackle and off to the races. That wasn't a big play, a great play design that was like, oh my God, we can't stop this stuff. They're there to stop it. You just have to make these tackles when you have the opportunity to. Have to make this tackle. So let me see. Yep, we were right here. Boom. But yeah, you got to make that tackle. Got to make that tackle. That was the only problem. Watch this. This is Ezeraku again. Watch this. Boom. So Ez off the edge. Kraft's gonna let him by. Sorry about that. Boom. And now off to the races. Sanborn misses that tackle. Boom. Okay, do you think Demo misses that tackle? Probably not. You know what I mean? Sanborn's doing the best he can. Sanborn's good, not great. He's an average player, right? In between the tackles versus run, he's okay. IQ wise, knowing what to get everybody in, he's okay. He's not a, prolific player. So to expect him to be and keep talking like you don't understand who you have, that's the other thing I don't like about Cowboys fans so far. And I'm going to take this off real quick just so I don't get flagged. And then I'll go and talk to y'all for a second and I'll jump back in, right? But Sanborn, right? Sanborn is not great. Nobody said he's a Pro Bowler. Nobody said he's an All-Pro. Everybody on your team is not going to be All-Pro. This is not Madden, okay? You got to know who you have on the team, and you got to use them to the best of their ability. Sanborn has things that he does well. He has tendencies that he has that you can take advantage of. That's every player. When I look at a player and I say something good about the player, It's because I'm a coach. I have fighters that, train under me. They're all not great. They're not Ali. None of them are Ali. But my job is to look at people from a perspective of glass half full, right? Because I'm a coach. So of course I want to see you do the best you can do. So first I got to figure out, well, what is that? Do you have the aptitude, meaning for what I'm asking you to do? Or what aptitude do you have? Like what can you do well? Right. And when you look at Sanborn, he can play between the tackles pretty well. He stops the run between the tackles. It's our job even more so because we know of his limitations of keeping everything, setting edges, great edges, and keeping everything in that kill zone so he can get to it. Because when he gets outside the edges, even though in this game you're going to see he made some plays outside too that he actually got to when he got it together. After he missed a couple tackles in the beginning of the game, he started playing a lot better. But yeah, he's not a sideline to sideline linebacker. He never will be. He runs a 4.7. It's not going to happen, right? But he does read and assess better, right? He's probably better suited to be what he was in Chicago. He's not your middle linebacker. He wasn't your middle linebacker in Chicago. He was your Sam linebacker, meaning he would read first. He reads faster than everybody else, and then he will attack, which sets the tone and chases everything back to TJ Edwards and Edmonds. That's what he was doing. That's why I liked him. When you put him in the middle, he becomes the guy that you're funneling everything to. It's a little different. So I don't think Sanborn's trash. I just think he's not supposed to be your middle linebacker. Demo is, right? So that's what I think is going to happen when he comes back. But anyway, let me keep going. Let me ask you guys. Let me see what you guys are asking. Should I say? And then get back to it. Hold on a second. Okoye, I like Reddy Stewart. Your thoughts? Reddy Stewart's physical, gritty. He understands the scheme, plays fast. Yeah, I like him. He can hit. And he's smart and he's physical. He's not a man coverage corner. He's one of those guys that he's a Swiss Army type guy. Um, what I will say when Revel comes back or now that Bland is back, you'll probably see a lot less of him. Because I think if you ask me which one you want there, Bland or Reddy Stewart, I would say put Bland at the nickel and give Elam some help on the outside when he needs it. But put Bland at the nickel, that instantly makes this defense better because Bland is a smart guy and can play physical as well. And moving him closer to the ball on certain downs, I like, right? I think in your base formation, which we run a lot of base, we're one of the. I think we probably run more base formation than most teams. We keep three linebackers on the field all the time. A lot of people run a lot of nickel. We run our base, which is I like, but it asks a lot of your linebackers. When we're doing that, I think Bland should be on the field and not Elam. I think it should be Bland and Diggs, not Elam and then Bland or Diggs out. No, I think you should keep both those guys on the field. Elam should be relegated to nickel package only, and he should play outside in the nickel, which allows you to pull Bland closer to the ball, leaving Reddy Stewart as an optional guy, a guy using a dime, a guy that you let play a little bit in any and everywhere in the secondary. But I like him. I just don't think once Butler is back, but Eberflus has his own favorites, right? He likes Reddy Stewart, but I think when Butler gets back and Revel, I don't think you'll see Reddy Stewart that often on the field. I just don't think so. Dig let his anger get to him because his bedtime friend was was traded. Man, probably. Is Liufau possibly a strong safety? No. Well, Liufau is Liufau. He's not a safety. He's a linebacker who should be a linebacker. I agree, cowboy politics. He said he played safety in college. Yeah, he did, but no, I think you leave him right where he at. Liufau can be a Malu type player. He's a true rover and disruptor. Oh yeah, he can, but I think he should do it from linebacker. Well, when you look at what he plays Will or Sam in this defense, right? So he's not playing safety, but he's playing more like if you look at where he is on the field, he's like in that nickel corner spot, because he's out there in space and they ask him to cover wide receiver. So he has some safety responsibility, but he shouldn't be running deep with anybody. I think you keep him closer to the ball because of his ability to deal with tight ends, his ability to affect the run from there. And if he was a safety, you would make him a box safety anyway. So you want him close to the ball. So why waste a safety spot or slot by putting him at safety? You can just put him where he's supposed to be at linebacker, and then you can still run the 2 high looks you wanna run and keep him close to the ball still because he's a linebacker, you know what I'm saying? So, not saying he doesn't have the ability to play safety, he does, but he's not a safety, he should be a linebacker. What did you think about Packers receiver with the NBA Jam sized helmets? Oh, yeah, I think those are like CTE protocol helmets, something like that. I think they all look weird. I see them on certain players. I think, Turpin had one on before. I don't know what they for. I haven't really done any research on 'em. Look a little strange, but, you know, I've seen stranger shit. Donovan Wilson at linebacker, Bell at sa y'all think this is mad. You know Donovan Wilson is 6 foot, 200 pound 199 pounds. He ain't that big, man. If he was a linebacker, they were running him all day long, and he would get chased out the gym. Like, no. No, man. No. I agree. We need to start Marist and bench Sanborn. With that 4th and 6 Morris would have helped in coverage. We need Overshawn back. I mean, yeah, certain plays. Look, again, the offense is going to convert certain plays, but I will say I like Morris on the field more, regardless of how you slice it. I don't care. Diggs lost his BFF, and he was showing it. I was laughing so hard when he went to hug Michael Parsons. Them two were hugging so hard. I was waiting to see if Diggs was going to be crying. But damn, you calling Diggs a wussy? That's what y'all doing. I liked how Diggs played this game. Damn, are they taking you down, Okoye? Did they? They got me. See what I'm saying? I don't know what's up, man. I ain't know they got me. That was a while ago though, so y'all still here. So it must have been light. Maybe if the safeties would start playing, Dallas would not have to drop their middle linebacker in the cover so much. Oh no, yes they will. In this scheme, they will. That's why we went and got him. We went and got K9 because of his ability to get upfield and get up the seam. If you pay attention, you remember we were coming at Chicago like why the hell would you trade Roquan Smith? He one of the best linebackers of the game. Well, look at Roquan Smith right now. When he's when he doesn't have what's the other guy named Patrick what's the dude name who's next to him who's now in Pittsburgh? I forgot his name. When he doesn't have guys to erase his coverage liability, Roquan Smith look basic now that he got that money. He don't look as good. Okay. Now you got to think about this though. He was in Chicago under who? Eberflus. Eberflus's first year, Chicago defense ain't look good. Why? Because Roquan Smith, which is just a traditional downhill, slow-footed linebacker. He can't do the things that Eberflus needs him to do to be able to play in the scheme. Eberflus needs a Fred Warner type linebacker, meaning a guy who can be smart, get everybody lined up. He can play, he could keep his assignment, which is the deep middle, but also play things underneath and can uh, assess high-low situations where, okay, high-low is when you run a route underneath me as a linebacker when I have deep middle responsibility. And you try to give me the bite on the shallow so that you can get a ball in behind me. He needs guys that can take both away, meaning a guy that can run the seam and then drive on the ball beneath him and stop that ball flat. That is Kenneth Murray. That's why he went and got him. So no, Kenneth Murray will not do less coverage because the safeties step up. He is the guy to erase the middle of the field so the safeties can do other things. Because he likes to have his safeties rob. He'll have his safeties play man. He'll have his safeties play, cover two. So when he's asking those safeties to move around, he wants a linebacker that can really be a bright spot in the middle of the field and take it away. So no. Looks like they they made a call and K9 was the third up and carried the seam. Yeah, I don't know what that play was. I think you're talking about that first play. Yeah, I don't know what that play was, man. Who do y'all think our hardest matchup is within the next 4 games? I haven't even looked at them, to be honest. I'm gonna look at the Jets in a second. I will answer your question once I look, though. Match man, cover, and K9 is 3 up. Probably right. Well, that's the type of call in cover 3. That's why the safeties and linebackers have to communicate. They can choose who's going to carry the seam and the crossers. exactly. Usually it's your nickel, but in this defense, you might see K9 do it a lot because K9, man, he's impressive to me because I watched him for 4 straight games successfully cover receivers all the way up until he hurt his ankle. When he hurt his ankle, then he started looking like a regular linebacker again. But until then, he was on everything. I'm like, oh, K9 can move, man. K9 can move. How many more weeks you think before a decent visual change? Well, we had a decent visual change last week. Did you think that we was going to compete with the Packers for any part of the game? Did you think that we were going to have a chance to win? I know you didn't think that. I did. But did you think that that we would be after 3 quarters, 20-16 Packers? No. We look good. And then honestly, that first drive where Bland just didn't know what was going on, that they scored pretty quick on. Had they not scored there, the score is even worse. They didn't really do much other than that drive before the third quarter. You remember there was going into the half, it was 13-16 us. The 7, we spotted them in the first drive because we just didn't know what was going on. He gave up 46 yards real quick. And then Bland got beat on a fade route after that, right? But had that not happened, had he not given up that bomb, we don't know what the score would have been, but I know they weren't killing us. It was 13-16 at the half. And then in the third quarter, they scored 7 points. And it was 20-16. You know what I'm saying? So their only true drive was in the third quarter. They scored that 7 points in the third quarter. That was their first true drive where they scored a touchdown. The first one, I mean, it happened in the game, but it wasn't like they drove up the field. You know what I'm saying? So defense already looked better in this game. I mean, yeah, they put up 40, but that all happened in the fourth quarter. So yeah, they got to get better at closing out games. That's for sure. But they already looked better in this game. They looked like the better defense in this game. They just played with this on the same field as what we call the number one defense in the game, the number one pass rush in the game. All that they were saying coming in. And they said Cowboys gonna get killed. We got players out. Oh, Michael Parsons coming home. All this, right? Did that happen? It did not. The Cowboys, to me, look like the more physical, and they made the more timely hits. Ezraku was smacking. They ran at Ezraku. He looked better than Michael Parsons when they ran at him, for sure, for sure. And I showed it earlier. Shout out to Terrence Parsons. That's my man, man. He cool. We talk. But he thought I was hating on his brother. I'm not. I know you got to defend your brother. But when they ran at him, they had success running at him, bro. And now that's always been the case when he was here too. It's not like this is new to us. Me and you agree he should be playing linebacker because you can't run at him then. But oh well, on the edge, this is what people will do to him, and it works. And it did work again the other day. So it was already a visual change, in my opinion. They were the better defense on the field against a defense that, you know, on the opposite side of the ball, supposed to be the best defense in the game right now, right? I ain't see that. It looked like the Cowboys were better. And I'm not because I'm a Cowboy. I'm talking about that Marist Liufau hit, that special teams play from our defenders were just making plays and putting points on the board for us. That Liufau hit was a tone setter. It just woke everybody up. The the field goal block by another defender, Wanye Thomas, and then a return by Bell put points on the board and took points off their board. So it was a 3-point swing there. And then Houston strip sack put points on the board. The defense put 9 points on the board for our offense in the first half, on top of the fact that they only gave up one drive, which was that bomb where Bland didn't know what was going on. It wasn't like they got beat flat out. They just didn't know what was going on. Any defense is going to get beat if you don't know the play, right? So they do need to work on the communication, which I agree. But the better defense for 3 quarters was the Cowboys. Am I lying? I'm telling you why I'm saying it. So am I lying? Am I making some shit up? Do it sound like some Homer shit? When your defense puts up 9 points for your offense that was struggling a little bit, so they can ease their way into the game, they're doing their job and stopping those guys because the other 2 drives they got 2 touchdowns actually, and then they blocked that field goal. So that's why it was 13 points. It wasn't 2 field goals. It was a touchdown. So they had 2 touchdowns. So the first drive that they actually drove was the second drive, right? But again, still blocked the field goal off that one. and scored points off of it. So that actually changed the momentum of the game. Excuse me, I was misquoting myself, or I was wrong about that a second ago. Well, because I thought it was 2 field goals. But first real drive was in the first half, but it wasn't that first drive. It was the second one. New defensive scheme normally takes 6 to 8 weeks to be cohesive. We all know that. Look at the Eagles' offensive scheme. Any scheme that's new takes a while to be cohesive. Look at the Eagles. They look like shit offensively. Saquon ain't doing good. None of the receivers doing good. Hurts ain't doing good. I mean, you could say they all trash. I don't think they're trash. I just think that they're learning a new scheme and it's taking some time to gel. And they probably won't gel until mid-season. The good thing is their defense and special teams have been carrying them through those times, through these tough times, where if they do catch up offensively, they can still right the ship. If they don't catch up and catch on offensively, and this is just what they are the rest of the season, they ain't gonna win every game blocking field goals and getting interceptions, at the end of the game. They're not gonna win every game doing that. You know what I'm saying? But it takes time for them to develop. The one thing I do give them respect for is they know how to close out these games. They feel like winners, so they play like winners, and they know how to close out these games that are close. They figure out a way to win. We have not done that. We were supposed to figure out a way to beat Green Bay the other day. We did not do it. That those penalties from Ezraku, from Marist Liufau, Sanborn not knowing what was going on in the last play. Even our clock manager. Why the hell didn't you just tick the clock one more time? I don't think the ref would have called and said, put 1 minute back on the board. They would have just let the game go. You dummy. I will fire buddy. Like, no, I ain't gonna fire you. I don't know. You got kids to feed or something. Don't fire him, Jerry, but talk to him. I would just go stand in the room if I was Jerry. I wouldn't even say nothing to him. I'd be like, I'll just ask him a question that fuck his head up. Like, so you're the clock manager, huh? You're like, yes, sir, Mr. Jones. I just nod my head. And I walk out. Don't say shit. Yeah, he'll never do that again in his life after that. He'll be like, oh no. Oh no, it'll be over. Like I was just like, oh, you the clock manager. Huh? Oh, all right. Yeah. Mm, okay. Gotcha. He said, I like how Houston plays on defense. What do you think of Clowney? I thought Clowney played well. I didn't really break Clowney down yet. I'm letting him get his legs under him. But I watched a couple of rushes. It wasn't about the rushes for Clowney for me, though. It was the smart plays. Like when you start seeing these screen passes get taken away, Clowney's doing a lot of that. Clowney was like, oh, this is his just muscle memory is there because it's like, oh, they didn't even try to block me. This must be something happening behind me. So he wouldn't even rush on those plays. He just turn around and chase it. And Ezraku wasn't doing that because he just hair is on fire trying to fly off the ball, which is okay. But I think Clowney played composed and smart. So yeah, I like what I saw in Clowney. I think he'll get it together. Yeah, look okay. Houston, listen, man, this is what we was arguing on Twitter about. Come on, man. How you tell me that Houston had a worse game than Michael Parsons? How did PFF tell you that? I don't know how they can tell you that, and then you listen to it, right? And then tell you, well, he got his sack and he had 8 pressures in his sack, the pressures and the sacks. Somebody told me that Michael Parsons dominated the Cowboys. I'm like, do y'all know y'all just throw a lot of words out here that don't make no sense? You know what I'm saying? You know, when you say dominate, it's like when women say, I hate you. You don't hate me. You know what hate is? Like, you know what it means to hate somebody? You know what dominating mean? That means that's what the Browns did to the Packers the week before. Like, yeah, their front line dominated the Packers offense. Like they couldn't do nothing. Couldn't do nothing. And they was sacking you and stopping the run. They dominated you. That's dominating. If you chasing me all day, you getting some pressure. But if I'm still completing passes on you, you ain't dominate shit. If you ain't sacking me and we scoring points, how you dominating if we scoring points? If you ain't getting no sacks against an injured offensive line, Dak was throwing the ball fast. That's why. That's the only reason. Duh. That's the NFL for you. They call it 2.5 for a reason. But doesn't matter. If you ain't stopping me from getting up the field and I can score when I want to, how the hell are you saying you dominating me, man? It don't even make sense that they said it. But they said that he was dominant versus our offensive line. I said, okay. Well, if that's the case, he plays 70% of the snaps. He had 8 pressures, no real sack. I showed you earlier it was not a sack, and I'm not hating. The ball moved a yard, right? But no real sack. But even if you just say a no gain tackle or a sack in overtime, okay. It resulted in us not putting points on the board and us probably not winning. I don't even think that was really why we didn't win the game. We didn't win the game because Brian Schottenheimer, who I do have something to say about, he pulled a Pete Carroll at the end of the game. I showed y'all earlier. Why the hell would you get down after that Tolbert catch? You run the ball. You're at the 5. Run the ball. You got time left. Run the ball 3 or 4 straight times. I would gave Javonte the ball. Here, give me 3 yards. Okay, you got me 3. We had the 2. Here, do it again. Okay, now it's 4th down. Here, do it again. Or, and if they stop us, we going for it on 4th too. You know why? Because even if I think, hey, they might get the ball back, y'all gonna get the ball back, but y'all back against it. You're gonna be on the 1 or the 0 yard line by the time y'all get the ball back. For real. And we're gonna see if we can get a safety in this game. But we gonna beat your ass. That's what I would have done. We gonna run the ball 3, 4 straight times. That's the only thing I didn't like about what Shotty did. And the only thing I didn't like about what Eberflus did was playing man when we got in the red zone. Those were 2 situational fumbles by the coaches. But run the ball with Javonte. They did not stop Javonte all night. Run it. They don't want to tackle him at the end of the game, especially in overtime. Everybody was getting up slow trying to tackle Buddy, including Michael Parsons, got knocked out the game trying to tackle Buddy. Run the ball. So, had a problem with that. But back to your question about Houston, man. How the hell can I put 7 points on the board, get a forced fumble recovery? I only played 22 snaps versus the pass. I got 3 pressures, a sack, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and a tackle for loss. And he forced a incompletion on one play. Like he got a pressure that forced the incompletion, a direct incompletion, meaning he threw the ball into the dirt because Houston was in his face. How the hell do you do all that? And I ain't even a stat guy, but how do you have that type of impact? You're up because of me. The team scored points because of me, and I grade lower than a guy who does less than me with more time, more snaps. Yes, he was being triple teamed. I won't lie there. Yes, it was harder for him to do the things that he did. Michael Parsons definitely had it up. He was up against it. So I give him his credit for still getting those pressures. But let's stop playing like impactfully in the game. He had a better game than even Houston. He did not. That's a lie. Ezra had a better game. And I'm not lying. Ezra had 5 tackles, and the way he was playing very physical when they ran at him. They weren't able to run at Ezra, but maybe one time on that Josh Jacobs touchdown. But that was after several. They did run a lot of screens behind. I understood why he out graded Ezra's grades because of those screen passes that they was running behind him. I could see you giving him, points off because he was letting those screens go behind him and his aggression was working against him on certain plays. I give him that. But outside of that, no. Come on, man. I ain't talking shit. A. Brown was a bit handsy and had a bad habit of looking in the backfield. Oh yeah, you talking about Anthony Brown. Damn, we was all the way up there. What's up, babe? I didn't even know you was still woke. That was an hour ago, though. She probably knocked out again. She was upstairs. That's why you the reason I came down here to do this video in the first place. She said, "Hey, Corey, look at you. Stop talking to me like that." But in this video, that's what made the Odell catch crazy because he did all that holding just to get one hand. Yeah, like yo, he did like, throw the dude to his hit through the ground, do something to him. He said, "I wish Zimmerman would have stayed." Zimmerman, that his name is Zimmer. Zimmerman is the guy who killed Trayvon Martin. He's a shooter. Zimmer is a defensive coordinator. I feel you. But I do agree. He did it the Giants Bears game. Don't know who we talking about at this point because that was a long time ago. Flus D can be key if they can get it working. Great zone and in the lane of pass in the land of pass happy offenses. I think that's what you meant. He said, "Turn your super chat on, Okoye." Yeah, I wish I could. You think I could just turn it on? I can't turn it on. You better hit that cash app. I can't turn Super Chat on. This is why the secondary have to communicate. 3-by-1 formations can kill a cover three if you don't communicate, as y'all can see on film. Thanks, Cowboy Politics. You are correct. Mark, he can't. You can contribute to his cash app. Exactly, Sadiqa. They're not listening, man. Plus scheme is complex because it's cover three mainly, but have cover four and cover one principles. The safeties and linebackers can check and adjust the assignments by personnel. Yes, they can. Mark, they demonetized his channel. Everybody keep trying to tell Mark how to get the money to me, man. I wonder if he did. Now, Mark gonna say all that. I guarantee you, I don't see no super chat from him. People been doing that to me for the last 2 weeks now. They be like, "What's your super chat, Okoye?" Like, it's right here. They be like, "What you asking for? You ain't said the shit. Shut up." Sanborn's beard highlights ain't looking nothing like how he's playing right now. Shaking my head. He lies. Sanborn's playing okay right now. He's not playing great, but it'd be worse if he wasn't out there. Trust me. Both of them tackles from Sanborn's, he had to fight through blocks, then try to make a play. Facts. Sanborn between the A and B gap is good, but having to turn and run in coverage, he isn't. It's not the coverage that's killing Sanborn. It's literally the outside runs. He's doing okay in coverage. He's not. They're not asking him to do anything in coverage other than run up the middle of the field every once in a while. Most of the coverage responsibility, deep middle though, is K9's responsibility. Every once in a while, they'll catch him in a look where he knows, hey, I have to replace K9 here, but that's not his job that he's relegated to. Sanborn can play on running downs. I've seen him make good run stops inside, horrible in space. Agreed. So you got that. Runs to the edges is where Sanborn has trouble because he just can't get there. He know what's happening. He just ain't fast enough. How do you view the play of Fowler 13 and Sam Williams 54? I would like to see 41 and 53 start. Well, Fowler kind of waking up, it seemed like. But I think Sam Williams playing okay. I think he's playing good. Sam Williams, he would have 2, 3 sacks right now if he just reined it in. Sam Williams is just trying too hard. I think that's his problem. But he's playing okay versus run. I know everybody disagrees with that, but he's playing okay versus run. And he's doing a good job of being that guy that can play contained pass rush and spy on running quarterbacks. You'll see that this week, I think, against Fields if Fields is playing. Yep. Let's see. I've been watching calls between Sanborn and Murray. You can tell Murray is more of the mic. Maybe. I like Reddy, to be honest. I think Sanborn's actually calling the plays though, so who knows? Lately though, they've been trying to give more responsibility to K9 because I think they're trying to work Sanborn off the field. I think that's what the Shamar James thing is about. But I don't think Shamar James right now is better than Sanborn, to be honest. Sanborn's going to play faster because he understands the scheme better. So I know we want to rush these guys to be great because we think this is Madden. Like, oh, he has better, measurables, speed and agility. Yeah, but you have to know what to do with it. Otherwise, it don't mean shit. He said, "You're right that Sanborn isn't a Mike." Thanks, Cowboy Politics. Elam need maybe 8 to 10 plays a game. He's still a rookie. Elam? Elam, all right. I like Elam. Elam, okay. I think he's playing okay, but he's like a guy that's a cover guy. Like Elam's a guy that's like so far he'll erase you, but he's not like making the plays on the ball that Diggs or Bland would make. And I think his confidence just not there. He's trying not to screw up so bad that he's not taking any chances yet, which is probably what the other guys should be doing. Like I think if Bland and Diggs stop taking chances, they're going to get more interceptions because the ball has to go their way anyway. Let me get some more film in here so you can see what I'm talking about. I think we should be good. I don't think YouTube trying to get me. Let me see. We should be cool. What's this play here? Boom. Here goes Sanborn in coverage right here. So this is play action though. So I wasn't too mad at this. So look, you get the play fake here at the top. Sanborn bites on that. They get it behind him. But once he bites on something, it just take him so long to recover. Even though that's a receiver, it just taking forever to recover on those, man. Like watch this. If he take a misstep, if Sanborn take a misstep, it's a wrap. He ain't catching. Like, right there. Ah. And right here, he just took too long. His agility ain't there. He took too long to change direction and get to it. He makes the tackle though, but that's what you can do to him. Now you see that on film, you say, okay, this is how you want to attack him. That's how you attack misdirection defenses anyway. It's not like that was a surprise. That wasn't really a Sanborn issue, and I'll show you why I say that. Watch this. Um, is it this one? Eberfluss back in the day. It was an old joint. Let me get back here. Here we go. Watch the first play. One of the first plays you see against this defense, right? Boom. Watch it. Everybody is looking at the ball, number one. You see everybody? You see Sanborn over there, 57? Everybody eyes on the ball. So when you have a vision-based defense, I said this before we even played one down. When everybody's watching the ball, you can mess with them with misdirections and play actions and things in the backfield because they're watching the ball. Sanborn, this is where he should be, though. When I said he's a guy that chases everything back into the middle linebacker, I wasn't making it up. This is what he does well. He looks good at the Sam. He's not a middle linebacker. But look, misdirection defense. See, the motion is going to take them out to the left. Okay. Motion is going to take them out to the left. You got to blitz off the edge, right? So those missteps right there, see that? The scheme affords the missteps because that's what they're told to do. Obviously, chase and keep crazy pursuit angles to the ball, but it opens up space behind you if you want to attack it. But he knows that they're going to attack him this way. This is why I don't look at Sanborn's play just now. If you just look at the play we just looked at, right? When you go back to it, when you go back to this play here, right? I don't It's the same play, same thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at that as like Sanborn sucks. Like, no, this is how you attack the scheme. Sanborn just not fast, but this is how you attack the scheme. And this will happen as long as Eberfluss is the coach. You're gonna see this happen, which is okay with me because that's part of the scheme's weakness, which is okay. Your job, if you're Sanborn in that place, is just stop the ball when you do recognize what's going on. Let's stop here. Middle of the field covered. Look at the coverage here. Everything's covered except for that check down. He gets rid of that. He gets nothing. Look at K9 on this play. So underneath, you can't hit this check down in the back, right? So he can't hit the check down at the top of the screen. You see, I think that's I don't know who that is at the top of the screen, but he can't hit that, right? When you look everywhere else, there's nowhere else he can go with this ball. Pressure in his face right now, right about now. So look at Sam Williams. Y'all just asked me about him. Sam Williams, if Sam Williams is not here, he's just gonna keep this ball run up the field because everybody's kind of occupied. You got triple coverage here. You got your safety. I think that's Hooker deep on Kraft. And then, he ain't gonna throw the ball across his body all the way on the other side of the field. So it doesn't matter about what Golden's doing. Right now, all he's looking at is the coverage between he's looking at Slam Williams and he's looking at coverage between K9 and this guy, Kraft, I think it is. I think that's Kraft. Yep. Yep, that's Kraft. So Kraft is gonna chip right here. He chips Sam Williams. Boom. Sam Williams is trying to run a stunt, but he got chipped. He's on stop though, right here. Boom. And he's like, all right, now he uses that speed to get out in front of it while K9 is covering the hell out of the tight end. And because of that, they get nothing on that play. It was good defense. Boom. Same thing here. Boom. Got a little stunt going on here. Nowhere to go. Oh, this is on that third down play. It was like 3rd and 18. Yeah. They almost got us on this one, right? This is Dono. Dono made a good tackle right here. Like here, this is a nice setup. So this is like a ISO route. This is a screen pass, really just a deep screen. I call an ISO route like a deep screen. Nobody else is running a route. There's only a one-man route right here. So that receiver at the bottom of the screen, look at that. Everybody else that's out there, their job, because they're playing prevent, the Cowboys are playing prevent. The rest of the receivers' jobs is to get in their position. You see that? They get in position and they're running interference. They're running a screen. Everybody's just blocking. We need to do some shit like this with, like, Turpin. You should do this all the time, but we don't. But we should. Turp would kill shit like this, but look at this, boom. It would be like a kickoff return. Look, he gets the ball, and now he just accelerates through this tunnel. Boop! Right there. But, he got smacked by, Dono. I think Dono might have CTE after this one too, because he got up, he finished the game, but look at this hit. Bull 6'5", 220, something like that. Dono smacked him. Now you see this? This is how they were attacking us. Watch this. Boom. Watch the screen develop at the top. Same thing. Boom. See that? Now here, you have to make this tackle. You have to make that tackle. Now, nobody else is there, but here's my problem with what K9 did on this play. K9, he usually does this right versus screens. He needs to attack the outside shoulder of those blockers. He tries to jump inside here, and that was a bad move. When he did that, he gave him a lane. If he attacks the outside shoulder, then Nealon can make this play. Nealon can't make that play because of what K9 does here. Watch K9. K9 gonna go up there, boom. Watch this. And he gonna try to jump outside. When he did that, he fucked up. And that created a big play. He does make the tackle late, but after 25 damn yards, bro. That was on K9. So yeah, do you think that I think that we can shore this stuff up? Of course, right here. All he gotta do is be on the side of the 7 instead of the 5. He jumps outside, and now you gave him a lane. That's it. Had he not done that, this is not a big play. Because Nealon would have got there. Somebody else would have been able to come in there and help Nealon out. But either way, it wouldn't have went 25 yards because he would have had to cut this ball inside. That's not Jordan Love throwing the ball 25 yards up the field. He's just throwing dink and dunk screen passes. They just designed a bunch of them. Boom. It's a little out route here. Boom. He just set it down under Reddy Stewart. But you can see, look at the coverage. The quarterbacks against Eberflus, you have to throw the ball outside, further away from the line of scrimmage, and they don't want to. You don't want, and that also helps your pass rush. Boom. These are little dink and dunk screen passes. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of them. Watch this. Boop. Screen pass. Look at the line. They develop underneath you. And they actually fielded this one okay. They didn't really get nowhere on this one. Because let's see who fields this. This is Sanborn, I think. Let's see Sanborn. Yep. See, he got to get down there. So Reddy Stewart is playing outside. He does okay. He keeps him contained and chases him back inside and gets rid of a blocker and he ain't that big. So for him to get rid of a blocker and still be the first man to the ball, that was beautiful from Reddy Stewart. And then Sanborn came and cleaned it up. Reddy Stewart, you asked me what I thought about him. I mean, he keep doing shit like that. I'm gonna think a lot about him. All right, let's see what's going on here. Boom. Showing blitz at the top. Nope, Elam is not blitzing. Let's see what they're doing. All right. This play right here. Now, again, why is he not throwing the ball in the middle of the field? Because it's covered. And he can't throw the ball outside because, look, everything is covered, right? So look at this. This was just a crazy play. He sees the check down there. That was a one-man screen at the bottom, right? He runs past it and then laterals. All right. And now he got a blocker here. See that? And he gets all the way up the field because, it was just a nasty play. But again, that's how you attack this defense. Those are things that will still plague this defense no matter what, because that is how you attack this defense. Because again, we don't guard the check down because the defense is designed to take away deep plays and keep everything in front of you and then chase and tackle the ball well. So if you have plenty of space. You see the space you have. They're trying to take away the deep ball. You got plenty of space to work out these screens underneath because we're going to give you that because he's relying on his defense to actually chase and tackle the ball well. The problem I have on this one is Reddy Stewart. Reddy Stewart took that step inside because he's chasing the quarterback, though. So watch Reddy Stewart. Okay. Reddy's out there right here. And this is just smart play by Love because Love knows Reddy Stewart can make this play, but he draws Reddy Stewart out right there. When he got Reddy Stewart to take those two missteps, you gave a lane up the sideline because Reddy Stewart's job is to get outside this one-man screen to chase this ball back inside so that your help, which is K9 and the rest of those guys, they can hit you right where K9 is. That's where Jacob should be. He should be inside this block, not outside the block. But because Reddy Stewart took that step, and it was just a good play by Love. They can't get to him, right? That's the only reason that happened. So again, these are chunk yardage plays, but they're not happening by the ball just traveling through the air. These are good improv plays. Can every team do this to you? No, but they will try. They're going to try this because that's how you attack the scheme. They're going to try it. Boom. Now here again, I said, what did I say? Your corners are going to have plenty of opportunities to be great. You're gonna have to be great. You got to step up and be great at some point. I thought that Bland should have been here. Bland is blitzing, I think. I think Bland's blitzing. No, it's not even Bland blitzing, is it? No, it's not. Bland not even on the field. But Bland got beat on one too already. And so did Elam. I don't think they tried Diggs at all with none of that. But again, you can see these are not to me, and I guess I'm a homer, but these are not like plays that are intricate or deep. Like they are close to the line of scrimmage and they require us to chase and rally to the ball. Here's another screen pass right here. Boom. This is the one right here. Now look at this spin. Spin, boom. Every time Buddy spin, he got killed in this game, man. Watch this. Golden. Spin. Watch this. Spin. Spin. Smack. Killed. Well, he shouldn't have punched him in his face right there, though. He gonna punch him in his mouth. Ezraku crazy, man. I like Ezraku though. Look at that. He just played wow. Look, wow. Wow. Look. Smack. Punch. Why you punch, buddy? Why did you do that? They be like, it was like Anchorman. He be like, man, he said that really escalated quickly. He said, he said, Brent stabbed someone. He said, I think I killed someone. Some shit like that. That shit was funny, man. Right here. Look at this. So look, he want to go deep on this play. I think this is the fumble by Houston. I think no, Houston ain't on the field, so this ain't it. But watch this. Boom. He trying you deep right now. They want to try you deep. This is a 3-by-1 set. He want to go deep. But look at what's deep. So when we start taking away the deep ball, the defense instantly gets better, which I think is better already. You triangulate in the middle of the field, and then if you want to throw deep to the outside, those guys have stack coverage. Everybody's over top of their man. Pause. Oops. Where the fuck? How did I get all the way back there? Where was I? Damn. All right, I seen these. Yep. We right here. Is this it? Yeah, this it. Yeah, but he got pushed off his spot, incomplete pass. Pushed off. Look at the upfield penetration from Kenneth Murray, but this is Kenneth Clark. This is a screen pass. Look behind him, tight end screen. Because look what's deep. You can't get the ball deep, so they start throwing screens underneath to try to bring us down and hug the line of scrimmage. We had to chase and tackle the ball real well. That was on 3rd and 10. They got 12 yards on this one. Right there. Boom. Whose fault is that though? Again, they doing the same thing. They keep working behind Ezraku, right? So Ez is thinking he's getting chipped. He trying so hard to get past the chip that he just gets upfield. And then nobody's job, I think Reddy Stewart's watching this, but he's sinking. So he was sinking in coverage so far that he ain't gonna make this play. And then boom, he cuts under it. But by the time he cuts under it, he doesn't meet the ball till it's 9 yards up the field. And then the guy dives another 3 yards and gets himself a first down. Tight end, he ain't gonna stop that. But you're gonna give away some of those. But I didn't like that. Again, look deep. What's deep? See, Wanye super deep. Diggs is deep. They playing cover 3, but they playing off. Look at that. They throw underneath. Look here. Now look at Sanborn. Now this is where you have problems with Sanborn. Sanborn is on this check down, and this is 1st and 10 in the 3rd quarter. Watch this. See that? He gave up like 13 yards. Why? Because he just ain't that fast. Sanborn's not that guy. See here, right there. He got right now, Sanborn, before that ball is out, I believe in you hug your zone, right? When I say hug your zone, if somebody's in your zone, like right now, once you pass that tight end off, which he did, go. Now go. Go. He should have been going before that ball got even released. Because you're not that fast. He has to read and react faster than everybody else if you're Sanborn. I got to get back to your questions in a second. Let me see. This is that blitz to the outside. Boom. Another. Look, another short pass. How many short passes are we seeing, for y'all don't see the trend yet? They not beating us. This is why they've already improved the defense. They were not killing us with big plays in the air. We stopped those, and now the counter to that was let's hit them underneath, and they did right there. They kept throwing the ball check down type style to tight ends and running backs and stuff like that. They weren't killing us on the outside. They're throwing the ball underneath. Bland's presence already has been felt. Look at that. Sanborn. Good blitz, but he couldn't get there. Let's see what's going on here. Another one, look. See what I'm saying? They throwing these all day. This is what they try to do to us all day. Smoke screens, bubble screens, all day. Look, another one, little pet action. This one is almost a touchdown. Sanborn couldn't get there, but these, I said, this is like what the scheme affords. Right here, boom. That was on Reddy Stewart right there, though. Reddy Stewart was biting on the run. He aggressive, right here. Boom, got killed right there. That's Reddy Stewart. Reddy ain't got that recovery speed because that's a tight end, bro. You supposed to have caught him. How it takes so long. All these are short design plays. Damn, Marist Liufau fly off the edge, man. That was crazy. Another incompletion because when you chase him off his spot, he's trash. Jordan Love. You chase him off his spot, and somebody gonna give me a stat like, well, he has the best QBR when shut up. When you chase him off his spot on film, he does crazy things with the football like that. Boom. Let's go back and see what was developing there. This is cover 2. Looks like. Yep, cover 2. Just threw the ball in the hole. Cool, set it down. See what's going on here. Look at this. This is what they're doing. Now, what they were trying to do was, look. So they throw him in motion. Boom, yo-yo motion here. He's looking for that deep dagger right there, but Bland and Wilson are on it. He sits on it. He's waiting. Wilson's still over top of that, and then Sanborn underneath it. So he has to come off that. When he comes off of it, he throws it to the check down. Boom. He takes off. I think Reddy Stewart going to make that tackle. Yep. Reddy Stewart makes that tackle. Boom. This was that play that we talked about with Bland. But again, you can see what's happening. I think they blitz him on this play. Yep. K9 blitz. Boom. Yeah. But those opportunities, that type of play right there, you do that, you get 20 or 30 of those a season, 40 of those looks a season. Bland gonna take 4 or 5 of them. I promise you, you're gonna take 4 or 5 of those. You ain't gonna keep throwing late to the outside against Bland or Diggs. You're gonna beat him a couple times doing it, but you ain't gonna keep doing it. But you can see later on in the game, this is actually in overtime, the fourth quarter. Later on in the game, you noticing something, right? Those screens that was beating us earlier, they on him right now. He throwing it in the dirt right now. You notice that, right? I think y'all paying attention. They're not working. Now you asked me what I thought about what's his name? Clowney. This is what I thought, right here. See the difference between, you notice Clowney is on the field and not Azaraku. Watch the difference. Clowney gets an easy release here. He pushes the tight end into the backfield. He don't try to get by him. Clowney didn't even try to get upfield. Look at his first step. He knows what's happening here. Right here. Watch it. Look. He went to go by him. He stops. He said, I ain't going by you. I'm going to just push you in the backfield. Mess the whole play up. Mess that whole play up. Clowney not stupid. You see him pointing at his head just now. Like, you got to be smart, folks. Boom. Check down. Here, problems. Look, this is 2nd and 10 after that play, right? Watch Marist Liufau. This play, like, look, coverage-wise, they did what they were supposed to do. They covered the first routes, right? Now, here, you're over-pursuing. You need to take a wider angle. You got a guy on the outside. You don't need to. Why are you attacking his outside shoulder if you're Morris Liufau? He's too high, and you should be inside. All you had to do was stay outside where he was at. Elam don't want to tackle though, it don't look like. But I understood why he was standing there. He's standing there keeping contained right here. Morris Liufau is supposed to blow this up. Boom. This turns into how many more yards? They got 13 yards and a first down on that one. Should have been a 5-yard play. Boom. Right here. That ball should be stopped right there. Right there. That's on Morris. That's on Morris Liufau. All right, we go. First and 10, 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They down 3. Here we go. Another check down. See what I said? Shamar James, everybody asked to get him on the field, right? But he's pretty much doing what you well, I don't even think Sanborn would have missed this one though. He right up on you're gonna miss from here, you right up on the guy. Right? Look at this. Sanborn might not have missed that one. Shamar James don't got another gear. He just got ran by. Look at that. They ain't even do nothing special. These are just check downs. It's like Tom Brady back in the day, man. They ain't doing nothing special. Everybody talk like well, Green Bay put up 300 something yards. They not really putting up the yards in the air. It's on the ground. They throwing screen passes and bubbles. We just wasn't ready for it. Look, James is communicating. He knows even the play. Look. First off, why you inside? You can see you pass this off the K9, you move. Right? Now look at how slow. Look at that. That was horrible from James. You're not moving to the ball right. Like, I don't know what he was doing in this play, but he looked like he was in quicksand. Look at Shamar James. Y'all been asking to get Sanborn on the field, right? Well, when you watch this in practice, would you say, "Hey, yeah, let's get more Shamar James"? Nah, man, that was bad. That was bad. That's bad right there. All right, let's see. Chased him off his spot, and they got coverage deep, right? Boom. Chase him off his spot. Oh, beautiful. That was all on. He got nowhere to go with this ball, and that's all on Houston. So you asked me what I thought about Houston. This is what I thought about Houston. Houston had a hell of a game. Watch this. Houston, there, boom. He just like shot out of a cannon. But by the time the ball is going to be released, let's look at what the coverage looks like by the time Houston does that and why he's running off the mark anyway. Look, Elam's at the bottom of the screen. You got I think that's Wilson at the bottom of the screen as well on a check down. You got K9 covering Kraft. You got Diggs covering 13. And then up the seam, you got double coverage. That's Wanye and Reddy. And they covered the hell out of all of that. Everybody's covered. Everybody, right? And then Houston's flying off, almost got himself a sack. This should have been a sack from Houston. Right there, Houston. He went, yeah, you just need to break down a little bit. Yeah. But you would have got yourself a sack. You forced the incompletion, though. I like Houston a lot. He's on the field again right here. This is, again, it's fourth quarter. They're at the 50. Here's the problem right here. Fourth quarter at the 50. This is 2nd and 10. Let's see what's happening here. Boom. So they threw the ball. But look at where they had to throw the ball. Remember I said they have to throw, against this defense, you got to throw the ball to the outside. Look at this. When it's working correctly anyway. Look at the middle of the field. This is really more so like match man. But he's still throwing the ball outside. The corners are going to get the opportunities. You got to be ready for it when you get them. Elam, I think, is not playing as confident as you want him to play because he's trying not to be the guy in the film room who gave up a bomb this week when we were telling everybody we don't give up deep plays. So he's playing a little hesitant because his coach don't have the leeway to play like that right now. To let you say, hey, well, we can give up 1 or 2. It don't matter. You know what I mean? He's not letting you play with reckless abandonment. Because, I understand. Let me go back. Here we go. Right after this, watch this. So this one, you got Diggs at the bottom of the screen. Let's see what's happening. Yep, middle of the field, you're not throwing nothing. Top of the screen, you can't throw it up there. Middle of the field, you can't throw down there, right? This is just one-on-one, Trayvon and you. Check down is even covered on this one. It's just him and Trayvon. Boom. He throws the ball way out of bounds. Why? Let's see what's happening off that edge. Ezra Rocco did a great job here this time. So you could tell they took him on the sideline and said, hey, man, when you got those tight ends firing off and chipping you, don't let them just release. Like, hit them, reroute them. He rerouted them, and then he got on to his rush and still did something. Let me see who was pressuring him on that one. This is Clowney on the other side, and Clowney crashes the B, and then Solomon Thomas, him and Thomas are doing a twist or a stunt. Thomas gets in there, and he gets rid of this ball, and it's way out of bounds. Jordan Love didn't do much deep at all. He didn't do a lot of traditional QB throws at all. All right, now we in overtime, folks. Boom. What did he do? Another bubble screen. Look at how Bland plays this. Watch this. Bland is going to attack the outside shoulder and going to make the tackle. Boom. That was a beautiful play, but Bland does that all the time too. Physical, mean. Him and Morris, man, always ripping for the ball. I love it. Let's see what's going on here. That's the same play. Yep. Smack, smack, smack. Yep. And rip at the ball. They'd have got that. That would have been beautiful. Still in overtime. Look at this. In the ground. They adjusted in this game to their problem. We saw how many short passes were thrown, right? All right. Let me make sure I'm still on because they'd have cut me off and y'all would have told me, but I wouldn't have known because I ain't listen. I ain't reading y'all shit. You see. All right. Yep, I'm still on. All right, cool. But look, they've adjusted. Boom. Adjusted. They not letting none of that fly no more. And that was all on K9. Y'all say K9 trash. Watch K9 snuff this out. All right, K9 snuff this out. Look, they push the tight end inside. Then he sees, okay, you got the running back and the tight end. Somebody trying to form a screen here. It's the running back. K9 right on it. He just throws his ball in the dirt because they on it. There's nowhere for him to put that ball. He just threw it in the dirt. Good play. 1st and 10, still in overtime. Let's see what happens. Reddy Stewart off the edge. Now, K9 couldn't really drive on this. They tried this in week 1 with Smitty, and K9 covered this very well. So that's how you could tell they watched the film. It's the same play. This time, now this is a problem I have with anybody that's playing zone, but especially Sanborn. When you are in zone, when I say squeeze the zone, you count the amount of opposition, meaning how many receivers are in my zone or in that space I could possibly do anything before the play even starts. Once the snap hits, even though I know my assignment as Sanborn is deep middle, if I see the release, if I look at the release to the left, I see the release of that receiver to the left of him, which is golden. Ain't no way I can affect that play, and I can't affect, and it ain't my job to affect nothing deep over there. Right now, I'm squeezing that route. He squeezes, but it's late. He's late. He should have already been drifting that way, and he blows it up. Well, he tries to blow it up late, but misses that tackle. But yeah, he should have already been there. And Sanborn, I mean, in Murray, you see the ankle brace, the ankle tape. I mean, when he went and got out of this break, you could see how slow he was out of the break. He couldn't really get out of the break. He was just trying to help guys out by getting back in the game. I get it, but he was injured. He can't get out of his breaks with that ankle the way it was. But he was trying. You know what I'm saying? But I give him the rest of the game prior to that happening was pretty good. When I say what did I say? The corner's going to get their opportunities. You got Bland at the top of the screen, I think that is. Boom. You're going to get your opportunities because that's where they have to throw the ball. Eberflus forces you to throw the ball at those corners. And if you keep doing that, you're going to get those opportunities every game. I like our corners, and I like that matchup a lot. Anybody versus our corners. If you want to keep throwing at them, I got you. Boom. All those in overtime, none of that shit worked. None of it. None of those screens worked. Not one of them worked. Not one. Boom. Every time they tried it in overtime, we blew that shit up. There go Golden getting blown up again. Boom. You know what I'm saying? And then he got hit on that punt return. He got blown up like 4 times this game. In overtime, none of that shit worked. None of it. Look, there go Bland. These are negative plays at that. These are not like just tackles. Their tackles for loss. Diggs had a negative 3-yard tackle for loss. Bland, -1 right here. All that check down shit stopped working at the end of the game. We stepped up in the same game. Now, am I lying? Am I lying? And I see a lot of pressures too. I ain't gonna front. I see pressures from my defensive line, but only Michael Parsons had pressures that day. I think that's what they said, right? Boom. All right, I'm gonna give that a little break real quick. You just saw James get burned for 40. Yeah, James got burned for 40. They like, well, Shamar James need to be on the field for Eberflus. No, he shouldn't. No, he shouldn't. She said, I never asked for James. Now you ain't never asked for. Yo, crazy. He got feet like the ancient Asian ladies, balled up in his cleats. Dad, I don't even know what that means, but it sound bad. He said, "Yeah, he run like his feet hurt. He do." Ref should have called grounding on his ass 2 times in that game. Hate that crew. Yeah, they should have. He was grounded. Mark Clark laughed my ass off. He said, Ready not afraid to tackle, willing to sacrifice his body, no business decisions with him. He ain't got no business to make no decisions on. He like, I don't make 90 million. So of course he don't mind hitting. He got to do something to get the money. Once they get the money, everybody stop hitting. I told you Roquan Smith playing like he don't want to play no more right now. Angie, nah, you ain't you can still run in Tim's brother running like he got the gout. Yeah. Neo Neo-Nazi boots. That's crazy. He said sunburn running with Tim's on. No, Sandburn not as slow as Shamar James it looked like though. He ain't. I told people Bland and Diggs who did well in boss chat and people laughed. Yeah, I don't know why they laughing. They ain't watching the film. Looks like the same result, Sanborn in coverage or not. Yeah. Yeah. I got some film of Sanborn somewhere that look all right though. I'll show it to you of this game. Let me see what y'all saying. Y'all killing Sanborn and Shamar James though. The Cowboys are 31st in sacks for the season with 5 sacks through the first few games. They are 31st in points allowed and 32nd in yards allowed. How long before we bench someone? They already did. They benched Diggs. They benched Diggs at the beginning of the game. There are other players on the field too. Why is he still making the tackles? Yeah, Sanborn is making tackles. And they saying Sanborn shouldn't be on the field. Y'all crazy. Who would you put on the field over him right now? Nobody. There you go. Them put his ass at the Sam. I just don't like where he is at because our coaches always want a player to do shit that's not in their wheelhouse. I agree there. Put him at Sam. Put somebody else at middle linebacker. Yeah. He said Sanborn is a gap shooter. Yes, he is. Hold on a second. She said, good. Steve White, what's up, bro? He said, good night, y'all. Thank you, Okoye. He said, just join. How did Clowney look? Clowney looked good. I didn't do a Clowney breakdown in this one, did he? But he looked good. At Troy, why is he running with a wide receiver? At Okoye, why are you trying to justify Sandburn? I'm not trying to justify him. I'm just telling you what he really is, man. You said Marist and Shamar. No, I just showed. Oh, he ain't see it. That's why you saying that. You must not have been on here, Montana. Did you watch Shamar James get burnt for nothing? Like he got burnt. They ran right at him and ran right by him. Yuki Sanborn was better than that. But yeah, like nah, you can't. I can't see Shamar James being the guy. Morris, yeah, you can see Morris doing it, but Morris is crazy. Let me see. Other film of Sanborn. Let's see. Let me see what we got here. Boom. I think there's some run stuff here too. Look at that. Now you telling me Sanborn, this is outside the tackles too. First play too. I ain't even had to go find that. Y'all say y'all want to see how Clowney look. Here go Clowney right here. Watch Clowney on the edge first. Boom. Clowney spins off that. He gotta set this edge. Him and K9 are out there to set the edge. K9 and Clowney set the edge well. Boom. Now Sanborn and Clark come clean that bad boy up. That was good play from all of them. Remember this play. This is the one with Bland. Let's see what this is. I looked at most of these pass plays, yeah. Yeah, I looked at those. I wanna see some runs. Let me see. There go one. Uh, there go Shamar James. Did something in here. Shamar James in between the tackles, he's probably a good one of our better run defenders, though. Look at this. Boom. That was good. Ain't nobody touch him though. And there go Clowney right there. Clowney's just playing cleanup on this one, but does it well. As a Raku, man. This play right here. So when you say Marist Liufau, right? This was a game change. This is like a game losing play right here. Look at Ezaraku fire off this ball too, like a cannon. He on him, and then boom, incomplete pass. That is, it's now 2nd and 7. It's supposed to be 3rd and 7 after this, but he blew that guy up. I was mad as hell at Morris for this play because of everything y'all saying about everybody and defense and so on. We win this game, I think, if he doesn't do this, because it's not just like they can't get a first down. They could have, but they would have had to work for it. They wouldn't have got 15 yards up the field. That's the problem. And yeah, he shouldn't have blew that guy up. That was crazy. Mm. All right, here's Sanborn. He doing his job on this one, but let's see who didn't. Really, it's just a well-designed play. We do this play a lot too, but we actually go outside with it. They cut it inside here. Sanborn was in his gap, did what he's supposed to do, but got blocked out of there. And then, Stan Williams comes and cleans that up. But it was a well-designed play, well-timed and well-designed. Good block. What else we got here? I hated this play. No, that's not the touchdown, is it? No, it's not. It's a different play. That's Reddy Stewart killing it. These guys, when it comes to the run, we have more. Tackles for loss count as sacks, right? Why do people act like that's not the case? Like the bull, you just gave me that stat. We 31st in the league in sacks. Yeah, but how many tackles for losses we got? Yeah. Tell me that. Why don't nobody even look at that stat? That don't even make sense. It's the same thing. A sack is a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. So is a tackle for loss. Nobody count tackle for losses though. That's still kind of crazy to me that nobody counts them. Elam gave up 2 touchdowns this game. Yeah. Houston off the edge. Let's see Houston. Houston fell. K9 didn't get no ups on that. We ain't got no bunnies, buddy. Let's see what we got going on here. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, all that. This was the play for Buddy Montana. Look at James on this play. Just watch James on this play. This is his play to make. Ran right. He ain't even have to cut. He just ran right by you. James slow as hell. Look at this. He just ran right by Buddy. Dun, 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 dun. Watch this. Run right by him. What are you doing? Got cooked. Got cooked on that, Let's see what they're doing here. Boom. Look at these runs though. The runs, like they look at this. K9 and James. Look at them. Look at them engage on the run, man. I like what we'll see here. Yeah, look at this. So you got Clark. Clark and Osa are holding on purpose. You can see them holding, right? So Clark is holding up his guys, and so is Osa, so that we can get those. We can get 59 and 50 into the gap. This is a run blitz. Boom. And they got in there. And that was a late hit. Look at this right here. Now, this should have been a roughing play right here. Look. Look at 70 and look at James. James is to the left. He not looking. Watch what 70 does here. Hit him in the back and blew him up. No flag. Crazy shit. That should have been a flag. Smack. Look at your boy. You talking about how Clowney play. Watch Clowney play right here. There go Clowney over here. Watch Clowney to the left. He snuffed that draw played out. The draw plays and the screens didn't fool Clowney one time this game. Yeah, y'all can see Mazi. He said, "Can we see Mazi?" I'm gonna check Mazi out in a second. Hold on. Look at this moon ball. Cover the deep ball way better than we did in the past. What's happening here? Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, James Houston, you gotta play better there. Yeah. All right, let's see. And he was beats his guy. He did beat his guy. What's going on though? But he falls while after he beats him. And then K9. You see, K9 don't even want to plant that foot. Look at him. He don't plant that foot. He can't plant that foot. K9 is hampered out there. He should have kind of sat down, maybe. Well, if he sits down, who the hell gonna play? But look, he ain't want to plant that foot, but the ball came straight to him. And then, they get up the field on that one. Yeah, Mozzie happy he ain't the talk of the town no more. I would be happy too with these kind of fans. I would be like, damn, at least they off my ass. He get a chance to actually mature like a real player. Let's see what they do with him. Clowney still get good push too. That was a good push from Clowney right there. I didn't even see that. Clowney again. Good push. Clowney playing all right. His get off is there. Let's see this running play. Why he get yards on this? All right, so Clowney over here. Oh shit! What the hell, man? Is this it? No. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, no, it's not. That ain't it. Try the next play. Yeah, Clowney over there gets walled off. He sets the edge, but who was supposed to be filling that gap in the middle? Though? Let me see. Clowney's gonna set the edge. They thinking pass here, and this is for K9. K9 is in this gap. He got multiple gap responsibility. Yeah, he can't drive. Look, as soon as he commits to that one gap, he can't get back over, flow back over the top of this. K9 was hampered in the second half of the game. He was limping. He ain't moving the way he usually move. Ain't that crazy? That was on K9 right there. Smack. Showed this a second ago. Got a lot of different film. Showed that a second ago. And this is that last play right there. Should have been the end of the game. Crazy shit. Remove that. All right. Let me see what else I got in here. Let me see what y'all talking about. I believe Clark has been helpful for Mazi. He's been helpful for Mazi, and you can see Mazi hasn't. They haven't run it. They don't do anything towards Mazi, so it's not like Mazi's not doing anything because he's like not playing well. Chicago, they when they try to run at him, Mazi's like taking on double team, like not doing anything towards him. There's nothing happening when you run at him. When you either freeze up his guys and those guys make the tackle, or you run away from him and he chases the play. But he's trying to hustle. Like on this game, I think he had one play where I don't know if I got it in the film. I'm trying to find it. I don't want to go to NFL.com yet though, because I don't want them to get me again. Look at this play. Look at this. Osa upfield penetration. Uh, Gets rid of the tight end that was pulling. He just disrupts this whole play. This could have been a fumble too. Osa did a great job on this one. Hiccups. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was that first bomb. Now look at this play. I showed this earlier when I was showing people was like, "Yo, Ezraku, man, look at what he did on this play. Watch this. He did this wrong and then did it right." I think I showed everybody who watched earlier. Y'all saw this, but if you didn't watch earlier, he's supposed to attack the outside shoulder of this pulling guard, right? He attacks the inside, but attacking the outside means that he would this ball would have been turned right towards Sanborn, and now Sanborn makes this play. He attacks the inside, which gives the outside lanes, which means that he can bounce his ball outside, which he tries to do, right? But he attacked the wrong shoulder, went underneath the block, shed it, and still gets a tackle for loss right there. That's hard as hell to do when you do something wrong and it still looks so right. That's crazy. That was wild. Right there, right after that play, they're like, "Oh, he hot-headed." They fired off the edge. He fired off the edge, got height, and they ran that screen right behind him, almost got a touchdown off him. So you gotta learn, like, yo, you gotta still play composed and understand how they about to attack you based off what you're doing. Boom, they got him on that one. Too hype. Too hype, young boy. Right, let's see these running plays. That's Ezraku again. Let me see him on this one. So let's watch Edge. So you got Murray in his gap, playing physical. As a rock who shares his block, he sees what's developing here. He meets the ball right there, slams him down. Him and Sandbar. See what we got, y'all. Oh, that's that fade route that Bland got beat on. Rapido. No, Toye not hurt. Toye is not playing because Mazi out there. And everybody who keep asking for Toye, I don't want to show the film on Toye again because he a young player and it really will create the same conversation that I'm trying to defend Mazi from, which is people going to try to make it seem like he trash because they're going to show film of him getting run on. And that happens when you're young. You're going to get beat sometimes. Toye is giving up yardage. That's why Mazi's playing in the first place. When you run at Toye, you have success. You can run right at him. You don't see them running right at Mazi. It's not happening. I don't care how he's practicing, how they saying they're playing in practice, but it's not happening against Mazi. Good play by K9. You can see K9 can flow early in the game. This is early in the game before he hurt his leg. He was able to get there. He's way more explosive, right? He wasn't explosive at the end. So this little end around smack. Now look at this. Now y'all talk about Sanborn, right? Watch Sam. You can't just say like, say it as if he's just missing all of the plays to the outside because he's not. He does miss one or two a game, but look at this. Did pretty damn good on that one, getting to the outside. Sanborn is not dookie. He's just not great. It's a difference. But when he reads it right and he doesn't hesitate, because he don't got no time to hesitate because he ain't that fast. But when he reads it right and he doesn't hesitate, he look like that. Here's another one. Look at this. Boom. Look at that blitz. Good stuff. Boom. That's an incomplete pass. Boom. He said, "Why do we have the only Samoan in NFL history that can't be a run stuffer off the back? Off the back." That's crazy, man. He said like 4 extra. I remember that play. Remember that play. Smack. Who that? Ezraku again. Watch Ezzy. Ezraku was balling versus the run. He played better than Michael Parsons versus run. Y'all said y'all wanted to see Mazi. Mazi is in on this play. Let's see what he does. All right, it's Mazi and Kenny Clark. Now you're not gonna. I already know pre-snap what's gonna happen on this play. You know goddamn well they ain't gonna run. You ain't running in the B gap to the right. Kenny Clark is there. You ain't running to the A gap to the left. Mazi Smith is there. You ain't running that kneeling and five to the left in that five technique because he's over there. Kneeling, those three can stop the run by themselves. And then Sanborn now converges into that gap in the middle of the field. Boom. Sanborn got taken out of there. It's now it's just K9 and Ez, and they run straight at it. Boom. And then Ez was double team. He got off the double team, made that tackle. But you can see what's happening. Like you can see they running right at Ezraku because he's undersized, like they do Micah Parsons, and he's handling it. He handled that pretty well. Wasn't nothing for Mazi to do on that play. He didn't play a whole lot. Here go Mazi again. He out there on this play. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening in this play. Boom. He got pushed out of there. It ran away from him though. Nothing really happened. Ezraku converges on the B gap on the left side, right? And then you're gonna see K9 gonna replace him. Boom. Oh, K9 blew that guy up too. And then Clark came and finished that off. They call him K9 because in college, Kenneth Murray and he wore number 9. So they used to call him K9. I remember your name. He said, I remember you. I even remember your name. Y'all don't even remember what movie that's from. They used to call you. Put it in the quote. Put it in the chat if you know what movie that is and you know what the end of that line is. He said, I remember you. I even remember you. I'm gonna give it away. It's Bernie Mac, but you gotta tell me what movie this. He said, I remember you. I even remember your name. They used to call you. You don't remember. Y'all don't know what that is. Boom. All right, that was a good play by so far by what's his he said jawbone. Y'all know it. Yeah, that's crazy. That means y'all old like me, man. Yeah, used to call you jawbone. House Party 3. That's a fact. All right. That's Clowney off the edge right here. Boom. They used to call him K9. All right, let's see. Murray. Yeah, and Murray and Solomon got taken out. Murray and Clowney are running a little edge control over here. Boom. They meet at the ball. That was a good rep. Boom. Woo-hoo! Ooh, Diggs was happy as hell if he'd have threw this to the outside. Remember I said, yo, if you throw the ball to the outside against this defense, it's gonna be bad for you eventually. See, Reddy Stewart is on this, right? Diggs is sitting on that though. Look at him fly. Watch Diggs at the top of the screen. Don't matter about the catch. Just watch Diggs. Diggs is on it. He hype as shit. He like, woo, please throw that ball. He like, I wish you would. Wish you would throw that ball over there. Yeah, I like Clowney's fighting effort too. Clowney is on it. On this play, I'm like, how the hell you even getting yards? Y'all ran a cross blitz in the A gap, double A gap blitz, right? Boom, boom. It's because of Sanborn on this one. Sanborn just messed this one up. K9 set the action, did his job. Sanborn is supposed to be twisted into this gap, but somebody is supposed to be replacing K9. Maybe that's Solomon. Let's see, Solomon Thomas. Yeah, Solomon ain't supposed to be right there. Let's see. Yeah, because him and K9 are and there ain't no way all three of y'all supposed to be in the game, same gap. That ain't the way it was designed. K9 supposed to have crossed, which he did cross. Solly's where he at, and yeah, he just perfect timing from the running back. I don't know how he got out of there. I don't know how he got out of there. I mean, but they ain't get a lot of yards on it, but it's still kind of crazy. All right, here go Mazi again. Mazi on the field. Like I said, every time they see him out there, they do not run at him, so he don't get a lot of opportunity. Because when you gotta respect the guy if you notice they don't run at him. Like if they like, yo, we ain't never running the ball at you, you know they ain't disrespecting him. Mazi gonna blow this one up, right? Boom. He came and made that tackle. So good hustle by him, but he ain't really get an opportunity to do nothing else because nobody did anything towards him while he was in the game. But he got in here. They ran a screen behind him. Boom. Screen behind him. Right there. Him and Clark right there are chasing the ball. And Reddy kind of tries to tackle him and gets his tackle broken. And then Mazi like, It takes him down. That was a 1 yard gain or something like that. Nothing major. I think it was a 1 yard gain on a new game, but he didn't get no real yards on that play. Yeah. Boom. Look at my man Wanye. Wanye Thomas, bruh. These all are like tone setting plays that they made, man. I love that. All right, Mazi out here on this one. Let me see what happens. Boom. Get off is there. Gets up the field. Uh, I mean, really, it wasn't nothing for him. Oh, damn. Messed up. It really wasn't nothing for him to do. So this is a slide. Everybody's crashing left. And this is like, I think, a B gap crash for Clowney. But everybody else is crashing left. Right there. Watch this. Boom. So you see as and Solomon and Mozzie, their first step was supposed to be left on this play, and they are there. So they was hoping that if the run was going left, Mozzie, Solomon, and Ez are supposed to be there for that. You see, if now that the run is going right, you see Clowney at the point of attack is tossing one of these tight ends that's double teaming him. But you see K9 and Sanborn ready to make this play. This is Sanborn play to make. He makes it perfect. But yeah, the rest of them did their job, but it wasn't up for them to do. Like it's not yeah. He got upfield. If the ball would have been anywhere to the left or going to his left in any way, shape, or form, he'd have broke that up. Boom. It really wasn't nothing for him to do. He didn't get that many opportunities. This Mozzie again. Mozzie out there. Let's see what's happening. Little tunnel screen. This is that same play from Ezraku. Mozzie fell on his head after the fact. They could have called that and a punch in the face. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, this play right here. Look at this. Look at this. So I said, whatever you put on tape will tell you what they're going to try against you, right? So we got that flea flicker on tape, right? Look at this. Boom. This is a unique flea flicker. But look at your safeties and your corners now. Look at Bland and look at Bland and Hooker on this one. They watched it. Look at them. They played it perfectly. And look at your boy Sanborn. So y'all talk a lot of shit about him, but watch this. Y'all would have killed him if he'd messed this up. Sanborn bit on that, right? And they didn't bite at all on the deep route. So deep route covered. Look at Sanborn on the crossing route. By the time Love gets the ball in his hands, he's looking for that deep route. And he sees the crosser right there. He can try to hit this crosser, but Sanborn on it. So instead of trying to hit it, he just take off and try to run. Boom. And then Sam Williams came and cleaned that up. That was very nice defense. All of them. This is very good defense by these guys. Very good, because this is a confusing ass. That was a confusing ass play. Damn, that was good. Our run defense is crazy. I don't care. Like for all y'all to keep talking about the linebackers playing trash, right? They are a part of a front seven that is playing amazing versus the run. All these guys are playing good versus the run right now, especially traditional runs between the tackles. This is Sam Williams, I think, blowing this up. Let me see. Sam Williams crashes the B gap. He right there. He gets taken out of there, but then K9 scrapes and replaces. K9 gets a hand on the ball, rips at it, and they made that tackle. Boom. Nowhere to go with that ball. He said, "What Dono doing?" I didn't even see what Dono was doing on that play. Mm. Dono on that play tried to get himself an interception right there. He tried it. There go that strip sack. Look, and on the strip sack, let's look at what they're looking at. They think that we sweet. So they holding the ball longer, trying to get the ball deep. Look, he's looking off. Right now, he's looking to his right. There's nothing to do deep right now. Boom. Gets to the top of his drop. He's looking deep still. He's gonna look deep to the right. because you see to the left, there's nowhere for him to go with the ball. To the right, he tries to get he's trying to attack Donald right now. Donald is one-on-one at the top of the screen, and boom, Houston gets rid of him. Houston saved his ass, but it wasn't like he was gonna get the ball completed anyway. Donald's in good position finally. And it's like, look, look, look. He's looking, he's scanning the field, nowhere to go. Comes back to the right. When he comes back to the right, went to go let that ball go. Houston knocked him out of there. Let's watch what Houston did on this play. And there's nowhere else to go with that ball either. Everybody's covered on this play. They're being too aggressive here. Boom. Wide set. Up and under. Oh man, that was beautiful. It was ugly, but it was beautiful at the same time. You know who used to make pass rushes like this? Where he would have moves where he's not the greatest athlete, but you could tell what he's trying to do. It just don't look pretty, but it works. Jared Allen. Jared Allen had moves like this right. This is an up and under. But look at Houston up and under. Like it just looked awkward, but it worked. You know what I'm saying? Jared Allen used to play like that, where it's like he'll run certain plays where you're like, yo, it don't look like he's supposed to be this good and getting this many sacks, but you just keep getting sacks. Boom. Great. They should give Houston a contract now. You give him a contract now, you can lock him up for a long time. I would give him a contract too. I'm gonna give you one now before you even get any stacks. I like Houston though. Played well. This is him here. Oh my god. Do y'all see the chaos versus run? This is not one rep. This is every rep. This ain't just D Law. This is everybody. Every rep, no matter who out there. So they slashing. They finally they chose correctly. So Solomon Thomas and Clark are slashing to the right. The same way I said Mazi and them was slashing to the left last time. This time they slash right. Everybody slashes right. Uh Houston is the point of attack, meaning you don't slash anywhere. You just hold the edge and hope that we can meet this ball right here in this bottleneck that they created. They cut off that, and then boom. Everybody is flying to the ball. No matter where he cut, he got somebody to deal with. They swarmed him on this. Now let's watch them full speed. Watch this. Chaos. Chaos. Elam and K9 clean this up. But that was beautiful right there. Look at this. Chaos. You can't go to the left. You go to the left, you're getting blown up. Marist Liufau gonna blow you up. Look at Liufau. Liufau gonna blow you up. Sanborn gonna clean it up. And then, you got everybody else for backside could pursue. But he keeps this ball front side, he getting killed. He would have got killed in there. It would have been a tackle for a loss. He's the only reason he got 1 yard on that, This play right here, look. He trying to get rid of this ball. There's nowhere for him to go with this ball. This is the face mask right here. Even though I think they called Diggs for holding on this one too. That was ticky tack in my opinion. But look, you want to get rid of this ball right here. Look, pump fake, trying to get rid of. Look, everybody is covered. Everybody covered. Pump fake again, nothing. Pump fake, nothing. Nobody's coming up off their guy either. Look, everybody is on their guy. Boom. And then Sam Williams, who held he got chipped and double teamed on this one. Watch this. Sam Williams right here. Boom. 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 They collapsed the pocket. Sam Williams made a good play. But he was just trying to hustle, man. He made a good play. He reached up and he grabbed the face mask by mistake, man. I know he mad behind that. There go one play that y'all can bitch about versus Sanborn right here. This is a well-designed time play too. So this is all set up for you, Sanborn. Sanborn's supposed to be down. He's supposed to sink and get to this, right? Boom. He doesn't. He waits. You cannot hesitate when you Sanborn because you don't got that kind of speed. But look who does though. Damn, Wanye be moving like a deer. Watch Wanye. Wanye sink too, but watch Wanye accelerate. Wanye can move. How you get past Trayvon to the ball and Trayvon on the ball? Wanye faster than Trayvon. Look at Trayvon. Look, Trayvon running full speed. Wanye run right past him like ain't shit. Wanye fast as hell. I don't care what his 40 time. His acceleration is crazy. That was wild right there. Let's see this one. Who that? I keep coming at Sanborn, right? I see Sanborn making plays is what I see. He ain't making them on the outside. He said Sanborn off my field. Look at that. Playing pretty good linebacker to me. He ain't playing great, but he playing okay. This play right here, man. These the young guys. So let me tell you why this works. Look at this, right? You're not gonna run the ball to the left. You got Nealon and Clark together with K9 setting the edge automatically with Dono behind that. Even if you was crazy, you're not gonna run the ball over there. Then Sam, you want to run at Sanborn, you want to run at the young guy, you want to run at Marist Liufau. But look how Liufau sets this edge. This is how you handle a tight end. Look at this. He said, "Get the fuck off of me, man." God damn. And then Azaraku came and cleaned it up. Like, look at this shit here. Watch Liufau. Love that. I can watch film all day, man. I really do love watching film. There goes Sanborn again. What y'all talking about, man? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? What's up? Look at Sanborn. Yeah. Good tackle. Good tackle. He's serviceable. Yeah, that's all I need him to be. Well, what you want? You think you're gonna have all pro linebackers and some of them sitting on the bench and they pro bowlers on the bench? Pro bowlers don't sit on the bench. And they gotta want to sit on the bench too. Sanborn is happy to go sit on the bench once Demo come back. He don't care. He just want him a couple contracts, mid-tier linebacker contracts. He want to be a good special teamer and a good serviceable guy. What is he doing in this game? Y'all keep talking shit about him. I see him making tackles. Boom. He making tackles. Well, I mean, what else you want him to do? He gonna go sit his ass on the bench happily. Demo gonna come back and ball. What else do y'all want? I don't need him to be great. I need him to be okay. He is that. He okay. Who got the ball? Goddamn. Oh, that Jordan Love kept the ball. Because wasn't nowhere else for him to go with the ball. Look at that. Look at the coverage on this play. Everybody covered. And then they try to run that rub route, but Diggs runs over that. Does a good job of reconnecting with Golden on this one. And then yeah, he take off. He took off up the field on that one though. Well, God Soul Goddess, you say you need him to be good, not okay. He's good enough. He's good enough to have you in the middle of the pack with your run defense. The plays that he's making, you realize if he doesn't make those plays, then we're giving up yards versus run, which we're not doing. We're not giving up no yards versus run. So he is good versus the run. He's not great, but versus the run, he's good. Between the tackles, he's good. And we've had way worse than that. This is how spoiled y'all are. I got to go all the way back to when people could just run right down our throat in the pause, but up the middle of the field because we ain't had no linebackers back there. Now you got one back there that's a true linebacker, and you complaining about him, but he's playing good ball. He playing way better ball than LVE was playing. I guarantee you that. But I ain't hear people bitching about LVE. I ain't even want to bring LVE name up because I think it's kind of corny to kick a man while he gone. But he played better than Damone Clark LVE for sure, for sure, for sure. But I don't hear people complaining about Clark. They don't be like, get Clark off my field. They be wanting Clark on the field. You know what I'm saying? They want an LV on the field. I remember people was telling me LVE get back is going to be a problem. LV had 12 tackles for losses in 6 years. To put that in perspective, Demo had 8 of them last year. You know what I'm saying? Rashawn Evans had 12 in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? He had 12 in 6 years. 6 years. We had LVE here for 6 years playing like ass. People was talking like he was somebody. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear you. Leave Sanborn alone. He's a backup that's playing because our starter is not here. Boom. All right, that was Mazi, Mazi and Solomon, and Mazi got some good push on this one. I need you to see right here. Mazi is like thinking on his feet because right there, it's a good push, but get rid of him. Get rid of him sooner than this. That's all. Get rid of him. Like, be violent. Stop just being strong. He's strong, but right there, get rid of Buddy. Yeah, they almost got him on that one. That was a good pressure. Who was that? That's Fowler. Fowler and Thomas. See the move they make. Thomas takes an outside move. Fowler does too. Damn, they was on his ass too. Thomas, this is your sack to make, Thomas. You gotta lay out on that, buddy. You doing? What are you doing, son? Look at Shamar James. He's running on that one. Let me see. Where James at? Let's see. Oh damn, messed that up. Let me see. All right, here we go. Shamar. Yeah, Shamar be limping. Why he limping? He even limping while he ain't covered. Watch Shamar James. Watch the left of the screen. Watch Shamar James. Watch it. Watch how he run. Look at it. Look at it. Watch it. Look. Yeah, his change of direction is trash too. Slow as hell, man. Yeah, I don't like Shamar. Shamar James, go ahead, man. Oh man, crazy work, man. Y'all funny. That's this a run play. Look at that. Let's see this run play. Oh, he ain't on the field though. Your boy, it's just Shamar James and K9 on the field on this one. Let's see what's happening though. Huh. Houston look good though. Damn, who is that? That's Houston. Yeah, that's Houston. This is where Houston tackle for loss came from right here. He had a tackle for loss, a sack, and a pressure that led to incompletion. They was like, failed. God damn, Houston. Oh no, that ain't a tackle for loss though. It was a good tackle though. Hey, smoked him. Houston out there again. Let's see what he's doing. I like Houston. Yeah. This defensive line, all of them, no matter who in there, everybody run to the ball like they crazy. K9 shoots his gap. Osa sees that cutback. Houston is trying, you know what I mean, to get there, but he's stout at the point of attack. Then you got Ezraku chasing to clean this up. Smack. Come on, man. Come on, man. Damn, it's 1 o'clock. Damn, I came on here at 10 o'clock, man. 10 something. I came down here. That's crazy. Let me see. Now, this one right here, Ez got beat. Right. This is after all that. Ez gonna get pushed out. This is the only bad rep I saw from Ezraku versus run. Just one. Boom. Right here, you're gonna get down blocked. You can't get pushed in there. And then Kenny Clark, you got to make this play too. You know what I mean? At least slow the guy up. Did you really finish the bitch? You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to slow him up on that one. That was a good design, but Kenny Clark gotta get him on that one, man. Got him out of here. Yeah. All right, let me get this off here. Yeah, man. Crazy work. He said you're not too big to be moving to be moving guys. Night, Reezy out. Reezy out of here. Bucket neck ass Sanborn. Yo, man, leave Sanborn alone, man. I was trying to come at him for y'all. Then I'm like, damn, he keeps showing film. I told you I don't hate on no player. If the film don't hate on him, I ain't gonna hate on you. He keeps showing shit. Like he do show some plays where you miss some plays, but he made more plays than he missed. Yes, I mean the other day for sure. All right, King Reezy. Smoke 14, yeah. No, smoke one for you. My bad. Is that's what we saying, Okoye. They get there and then they whiff on the tackles. K9 Morris, Sanborn, Thomas, they missed 18 tackles the whole night. That ain't good, brother. We want them to get there and make it. 18 tackles? They ain't missed no goddamn 18 tackles. You mean combined, maybe? I don't even think they missed that many tackles combined. But maybe. I ain't seen no 18 it wasn't 18 plays that went somewhere. So when you say 18 tackles, do you mean like on one play you see like Ezzy might miss three times and then catch the guy? Maybe, but I think the linebacker play, I think the guys up front right now, they're missing one piece. That's Demo. When Demo is there, you won't be bitching about this linebacker room. You have Demo, K9, and Marist as your starting linebackers. I like all three of those guys. I like them all. I don't think K9's a all pro, but I like what he can do on the field. I like what I see out of Morris for sure. He's physical as hell. Do they need to tackle better? Everybody on the team do, but I don't think they're bad tackling players. You know what I'm saying? There's plays that I watched K9 make that's like, come on, bro. Like in the open field by itself versus the Jets. I mean, versus the Giants and the Eagles by itself, open field tackle. Like he could tackle. You know what I mean? He could tackle. So I'm not worried about that. I ain't worried about that. Right here. Let me see. He said, "We want him to go and stop hesitating, missing tackles. You slow out the gate, so you have to attack early to make a play. And when he's there, he misses tackles sometimes. Yeah, I mean, sometimes he's missed tackles in this game. Yeah, but he played all right. He said, "I love Okoye, but ain't no way, my boy. Ain't no way. Ain't no way who? Sanborn? I just showed you on film. I mean, what you want me to say? That the shit that I just seen on film is trash? I didn't see trash. I saw average. He's an average player. He ain't great, but he's okay. He average. What you want me to say about him? He's trash. I say trash is get him off my Damone Clark is trash. He don't want to hit. He just out there running like his 7-on-7 drills with no tackling. That's Damone Clark. He's not on the field because of that. I'll say it if it's true. Sanborn is not Damone Clark. Sanborn is not Shamar James. Shamar James don't know where to be, and he's slow as hell. All right. He can hit, but you got to come right to him. Otherwise, he ain't gonna hit shit. Sanborn is not that. He's just not great. He's an average player. What else you want him to be? She said, nah, he below average. Then why don't we have below average run support? Why are we doing well against the run? Is it because he ain't doing his job? He part of the front seven that's stopping the run, ain't he? Ain't doing a good job at that. I don't know what you want him to do. See, Clark got that flamingo neck. That's why he don't want to hit. I wouldn't want to hit either. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is y'all can beat him up all y'all want. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, support the channel. Follow me on Okoye Knows Boxing. So all of you that are on here, it's 100 y'all on here. I should see my followers go up on Okoye Knows Boxing. I don't care if you don't watch boxing. Go over there and support my channel. Okoye Knows Boxing on YouTube. All you gotta do is go follow that if you want to support me. Or you can go use my, let me put that up here real special, like, hola, boom. You can hit this Cash App right here, $ number 4MLESS. If you don't got Cash App, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Cash App me, follow Okoye Knows Boxing. I just gave y'all today 5 hours of live. Go check the first one. I did like 2.5 hours the first time, plus an hour in prep work. So I gave you 7 hours today for free. You know what I'm saying? This is 2.5 hours, and I did an hour of prep work for this one too. So that's 3.5 hours just now, 3.5 hours earlier. All right. Stop playing with me, man. Give me my money. Stop playing. Say, look, you still can give me some money though, bro. But he said, all I want to know is where you get that beta VCR from. What VCR? What you talking about? I don't get it. What beta VCR? It's a beta VCR. All I want to know is where you get that beta VCR from. Who you talking to me? I don't get it. I don't understand. I might be slow. Thank you, Okoye. I just asked that you wear your glasses next time. All right. I don't know where they at. They might be upstairs or something. But I will. I got you. Always love your breakdown, my guy. Gonna rewatch this. Yeah, this will be fun to rewatch. I might rewatch it too. Okay, you know I'm here for you. I already know, Sadiqa. Mess with you. Beta tape is crazy. Oh, beta. I get what you said. Beta tape. That's Clark. Clark don't want to hit nothing. LV don't want to hit nothing. That's beta all day. Y'all gotta give Diggs his credit for this game he was hitting. You know what I mean? Everybody was kind of flying around trying to hit though. I mean, I like this game from that standpoint. But yeah, we could definitely be better. Okoye gonna have to meet up with you one day. Yeah, for sure. So got us. For sure. I mean, we gotta do a meet and greet. I gotta come to Dallas this season and mess with some people, man. I'm gonna come fly. I'm trying to. but we starting another house. We house homeless people here in well, not here. I ain't in Philly. I'm in Jersey, but we do house homeless people in Philadelphia, and we opening up another house. Thank God, October 15th. So if that go, I don't even care about y'all cash apps. Once that happen, man, I'll be cool. But y'all still gonna have to pay my money. But if that happens, or once that's up and running, I probably ain't gonna be able to fly out to Dallas this season because I'm gonna be all hands on deck with that. But I need to because I got to do that so I could do this. You know what I mean? Got to do that so I could do this. So it's all good. Defense can come together in the DB backfield and the edges are overcommitting. I can see it. I'm gonna run this back, Okoye. All right, Cesar. He said beta VHS is diabolical. Y'all remember they want to pick? They want the pick instead of the tackle. Breaking them habits is hard. Yeah, that's facts. Y'all funny as shit, man. Okoye, you are good. They saying you looking at film without your glasses, so therefore you're not looking at the film correctly without your glasses on. Oh, that's what the that's what the beta joint about. Running the beta tape. That's crazy, man. I didn't even know y'all was talking about me. I thought y'all was saying that they're betas and they're putting the beta film. You know what I'm saying? So I'm old and slow on that one. Yeah, I'm crazy. I fucked that whole joint up. He said, Corey, all I ask is that you wear those binoculars next time and watch sand burn. Listen, man. Hold up, man. I'm running now. See, y'all talking shit, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Since y'all talking shit about these eyes, man, let's do it. Where my man at, real quick, man? Stop playing with the bull. Stop playing. Jack Sanborn for president. Y'all about to make me try to turn him into something, man. Just to fuck with y'all. Like, was you crazy? That's motherfucking Jack Sanborn, buddy. I ain't even gonna pick no. I ain't gonna pick no passing plays because y'all gonna grind him up for the passes. Let me see. Run stuffs. Let me see. All right, boom. All right. Let me stop right here, real quick. Hold up. I gotta put y'all on game. Let me see. I don't even know what I'm about to see. All right. I ain't looking at. I haven't done it. Let me see. I haven't done the film. I'm doing this. Do it live. We're gonna do it live. Let me make sure y'all can see it. All right, blow it up. Let's see what Sanborn doing on these run stuffs. It was 4 run stuffs in this game. 4 stuffs against traditional run. Let's see what Sanborn do. Getting blocked. That one is he ain't do shit on that one. So what? Make sure y'all can see though. Funny. Look at him playing physical. He out there on that one too. That's Ezraku this time though. Sanborn ain't looking like ass in this film right here, man. What you talking about? What you talking about? Where you at? There you go, Mazi in here too. Let me see. Y'all wanted to look at Mazi and Sanborn. Huh? Mazi got moved. Boom. Sanborn. Yeah. Came downhill slow as hell. Yeah. 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 Oh, he messing with you, man. Let me see. Leave the boy alone, man. This is Kenny Clark right here. Let me see where Sanborn at. There goes Sanborn. Leave him alone, though. Leave him alone. They say you don't got no neck, Sanborn. And they say I can't see for shit. That's crazy. They trying to grind me. I get these boys 6 hours today, man. 7 hours. They still talking shit about me, man. It's crazy. Say, I don't know what I'm talking about. He did all right there. All right, that's one. Show me the plays where he giving up a bunch of yards or something. Y'all call him ass. See Sanborn on this one. All right, boom. Him and Reddy Stewart. No, Reddy Stewart did that himself. I'm trying to help you, Sanborn. I'm trying to give you something. Nothing. All right. So run stuffs. We ain't got nothing there. No run stuffs. There's 25 of those. That's a lot. I ain't going through all of these. But let me see. There's nothing there, but it didn't come his way. Sanborn, boom. That was Kenneth Murray. Y'all was on Kenneth Murray last week. Now y'all like him. Boom. Sanborn cut this off to the outside, keeps it inside. He just did his job on that. We ain't had to do nothing special. It's a Sanborn jar. Let me see what he do on this one. What you talking about? Leave him alone. Yeah, what you talking about? Leave him alone. Get him, Sanborn. That's 2 plays already. You know what I'm saying? Leave him alone, man. He doing what he's supposed to do. He just don't look good doing it. I keep trying to say it ain't pretty. He a pickup truck, not a Ferrari. Get the job done though. Look at that. He is slow as shit though. I can't even lie. Boys, boy, slow as shit, man. Yo, that's crazy. You that slow. That's wild. Let's see this one. You get cut up on that one. Eh. Oh, they call holding on that though. Yeah, I remember that one. Jack Sanborn here, another one. 1 yard gain. All right, you already got 2 Jones. So this is third tackle in the beginning of the game. I don't know how many tackles he had for the game, but he moving. Ain't horrible. I'm just saying he's stopping the run, folks. This is 1 yard. Boom. That's his job. He doing it. Him and Clark right there did his job. Let me see. Let me find another one. You got any more? You got any more? Wait. There's another one. And these are like 2 yard gains. These ain't like Keith Brooking back in the day, 7 yard tackles up the field, or LVE, 7 yards off the ball. These are tackles for a yard, 2 yard. You already made 3 tackles for a yard or 2 or a tackle for loss. This is 4. Boom. That's 4. What we talking about? Is this bad play? I'm just trying to say, is it ass? Is this ass? That's ass? Is that ass? I don't think it's ass, man. I just don't think that's ass. He's average. He ain't great, but he's a fill-in until Demo get back. That's all I need him to do, man. Keep doing this until Demo get back. Is this ass though? It's not ass, man. I mean, find another one. Come on, Sanborn. You making a truth teller out of me yet? They still like, yo, he got the. This is 3 yards. He ain't giving up no yards. They said I got the beta tape, beta VHS glasses. Eh, uh, that ass, he got cut out of his shoes though. I ain't gonna front, but he still tackled the ball. 3 yards. Contact was made though at the no yard line. He just fell for 3 yards. That's ass. Put ass in the chat if you see ass. So he got that's 5 tackles so far. We counted. This is 6. He hasn't given up new yards with none of these, John. This 6. That's ass. Is this ass? I'm trying to say. I'm asking. Is this an okay game from a person? It don't matter if his name is Jack Sanborn or not. Are these bad plays? Have we looked way worse than this versus run? Hell yeah. I'm not gonna complain about a dude that's doing this, man. I'm not gonna complain. Y'all crazy. Y'all spoiled, and y'all got short term memory. You really do. Let me see. He do look like he on skates on this joint right here though. Skates. Let me see. Let's see. You read it correctly though. Let's see. You read it. Read it. Get there. Oh, he got pushed in the back. That's why he look like he's on skates. Boom. Huh. That's ass? Yeah. All right. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm looking at, man. Maybe I'm retarded. So hold up. Let me go some more. There's more of them. All right. There's no run stuff. Let me see. Yeah, that's all. That's the run plays, man. I don't got no more. I'm gonna look at. That's it. I'm gonna give you some more later. But check me out though. That is not ass, man. He said Roblox. Roblox body ass sandboard. I like being spoiled. I hear you, but yeah, they said he got dragged. Man, come on, man. Y'all just hating on the boy. He said show that pass. But yeah, I ain't say he was great against the pass. That ain't what he out there for. He out there to stop the run. But I showed the pass. You push Shamar James, and then he got ran by. Sanborn not getting ran by. You're not running straight by him. You know what? I've come to the conclusion that since he so non-athletic, he look worse than he actually is. That's a fact. Yes, he still got yards. Y'all tripping, man. Arm tackles, ass. Y'all trip, yo. You tripping? You tripping, man? Ass. Everybody just saying ass in the chat. That's why y'all did him like that. Those plays was ass. That's wild. That's wild, man. More of the story. Sanborn is not a sideline to sideline linebacker. That's all I got to say. He ain't a sideline linebacker, but goddamn, you're not gonna find any gold on him, Okoye. I mean, I've been watching more film than all of you, so I think I'm qualified to say that he's not ass. But I mean, I guess I'm wrong. He ass, in your opinion. I think most people don't like him because he's slow and can't cover downfield too good. Yeah. Watch him get an interception. Yeah, and then watch what they say. Ass, that ass interception. They like he got caught from behind because he ass. Pause. He a C linebacker. I need more. What do you need more from him for? You got deep. What do you think? Show me the team that got 6 Pro Bowl linebackers. And when they starting linebacker goes out, they got another one behind them that's just great. They don't. That ain't even the world. Yeah, that ain't the world. Y'all lying. I told you our starters are Morris, Demo, and K9. They all can run. Shamar James and Sanborn, they okay, but they not it. They not it. I'd rather have Jalen doing the swipe. Damn, crazy, man. And nah, it's because he's just a gap shooter. He is just a gap shooter. The worst part about it is he reads the field as well. His body was his body wants to do what his mind won't let him. I think that's what you're trying to say. Yeah, funny as y'all funny as shit, man. I just need average, Okoye. He is average. That was average tape that I just showed you. That's wild that y'all think that's ass, man. That's funny as shit though. But all right, I'm really going this time though. But y'all got me laughing out here, man. Appreciate y'all joining up, man. I had fun tonight. Talk to y'all soon, man. I'm a defend Sanborn until Demo get back. You ain't got much time, man. Fucked up what y'all do. Y'all hate on players, man. That's wild. Y'all talk like Schottenheimer, man. Where y'all get this standard from? That's what I'm trying to understand. Where did y'all get this standard from? Y'all damn sure ain't. Matter of fact, let me show you ass real quick, and then we gonna leave on this. This is ass. I'm gonna show you what ass look like. Cause y'all must have forgot what ass look like. I think that's what it is. Y'all forgot. Y'all forgot. This this is ass. Hold up. let me show you. Since y'all missed this guy, y'all must miss ass because y'all calling average ass and y'all call the ass average or good. Y'all crazy. Let me share this real quick. Y'all making me mad with this one, man. That's funny. This is ass. Let's watch this. This is off one game. I think.
That support the channel.
Let
We
me
gonna
put
look at
this.
LV. I'm looking at actually not because we lost, but because I'm trying to do it a little bit differently. Break these down, make them shorter, so that I can get more intense with tech.
Shut up.
But let's look
Billy.
at LV because I feel like these young guns, man. Whether it's Clark,
There we go. You don't even need to hear none of that. Come on, man. Get to it. Start this goddamn film. Koye, come on. This is ass. That is ass. This is ass right here. You see that? This your gap, buddy. This is what we was dealing with for all these years. And we got a guy who will actually get in there, shoot the gap, and make a goddamn tackle instead of giving up touchdowns and running out of gaps. When the play is designed for you to make it, you make it. This motherfucker, look at this. This is ass, okay? What y'all talking about? Y'all forgot what this shit looked like? We was dealing with this for years. He don't want no contact. Look at that. He don't want no contact. Bull scared. Look at him. That's ass. This is ass right here. Look at that. He just get moved. Look at him. This is ass. There go Parsons right there on the edge, getting run by two. Look how far he got moved away from the ball. That's LV over there. He all the way the hell over there. Y'all forgot what this looked like? Y'all talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all spoiled. This is ass, folks. You run right at him. Look at him and Parsons getting ran at. Look at him. This was ass. Do you understand? Y'all forgot. Y'all must have forgot. That's what it is. I ain't gonna fault you for it. Y'all just forgot. Y'all forgot. Y'all forgot. I don't know how y'all got so spoiled. How you so spoiled? Y'all been seeing this linebacker standard for so long that you just can't deal with Sanborn. Y'all crazy. You crazy as hell. This was ass. And this dude made a Pro Bowl. How? If he's a Pro Bowler, Sanborn is an all pro. You crazy. This boy is ass. He don't do shit. Let me see. Next. What are you doing? Nothing. I couldn't even find the film to try to make it look good. There was nothing he was doing in the games. Nothing. Nothing. But this was happening to him all day. And he got a contract out of us. And y'all ain't complain about that. Y'all thought that was okay. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He don't even know where he want to go. Come on, man. There's no way y'all looked at this and said he cool, but Sanborn is ass. Y'all wild. Y'all wild for coming at Sanborn film, man. For real. Now watching this film, I really got to stand on what I said about Sanborn. I got to. Sanborn not doing this type of shit on film, man. He is ass. LVE was trash. Y'all forgot how bad this was. Y'all must have forgot. Nah. No, y'all must have forgot. I don't give a fuck what LV had. Look at this. He don't got no Kenny Clark. He don't need a Kenny Clark. It don't matter what he got. He is scary as hell. Boy was ass. And you try to make an excuse for him. I can't even talk to you. If you even try to make an excuse for none of this shit, can't talk to you, buddy. Can't. Y'all crazy. Can't talk to you. Y'all niggas as well. Let me see. How you stop sharing? Oh, let me get back on the screen. Yeah, y'all wild for that, man. Miss Cowboys 1986 was good. He said, how LVE whiff on the air? He said LVE was more coverage. Bro, who you talking to? Me? You wild. What interceptions and what pass breakups he got? You wild as shit to say he's a coverage guy. LVE was not a coverage guy. I watched the film of him getting cooked in several situations in coverage. You're lying. Just to do what? You're lying. Dog, look at how they were moving Parsons out of there too. Yeah, because he ain't supposed to be on the edge. Shoot the gap, LOL, 5.5 yards average depth per tackle. I hate you stat guys. Average depth per tackle. We got measured. I went out and did it. He didn't have Kenny Clark. Shut up. You hurt. Y'all all tripping. Soul Goddess can't talk to you. Caesar can't talk to you. I'm giving y'all mental mutes. I can't. Montana can't talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tripping. If y'all say that, y'all would rather have LVE back here than Sanborn. And y'all call LVE good. Y'all was out here calling this man good. I remember other content creators were saying, when we get LVE back, we're going to be all right. LVE wouldn't even make this roster against, like, he's worse than Shamar James. He's definitely worse than Sanborn. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. But he wasn't that slow. Don't matter. Y'all lost. You want to see some more? Y'all want to see some more LV? Because now y'all got me in my bag. I would never take LVE back. Yeah, but how you complaining about someone who's better? I just said, is this ass? Y'all like, yeah, this ass. I'm like, no, it's not. Ain't no way that's ass. What we watched with Sanborn. But this is ass. I'm gonna show you. You want to see some more? I'm gonna hit you with some more. Because y'all got on my nerves. Let's go. Hit you with some more. Where is that? Your boy LVE. Which game we want to go to? Should we be concerned? Yeah, you should be concerned about LVE. All right, let me show this. Hold on. Let me share this screen with you. I said I was leaving like 4 times, man. I'm doing it anyway. Do it again. Boom. I'm not fucking leaving. Did I find him on these plays? Let me see if I can find him. Y'all got look, this is Marquise Bell, LV at linebacker, brother. Look at this shit. This is ass. What are y'all talking about? Look at how much space you got behind these guys. Y'all say he ain't have no Kenny Clark in front of him. He had Jonathan Hankins in front of him. It don't matter. This is ass, bruh. What are y'all talking about? This is what ass look like. Y'all don't remember. You must not remember. But I've watched the film. I done forgot more than y'all can think of about this film shit when it come to these players, man. They is ass. You do not see this on the field right now. You lying. This is what you see on the film versus these guys, though. Ass. He don't even want to hit. Look at LV here. Look at this. Ass. This is ass. Oh my God. Look at this shit. They pancake. Look, they just throwing him around like a bitch. Look at that. Look. Little bitch ass. What are you talking about? I gotta do it again. Oh, I gotta do it again. Everybody talking, guys. Shut up. He was more for coverage guy. Shut up. Shut up. I don't want to hear you no more, man. Cause y'all sound crazy now. I love y'all, but come on, man. I gotta grind you up for that. Ass. He don't want no smoke from nobody. Look at him. He's just gonna toss him. Get the fuck out of here. Didn't I say leave, LV? Leighton? They didn't even call him LV. Leighton, didn't I say get the fuck out of here, Leighton? That's what they said to him at the lunch table. Look at him. Ass. He don't want no smoke. He holding the blockers and then jogging. This is the easiest money anybody could ever make. He was getting paid to do nothing. Look at this guy. Look at him. What the fuck are y'all talking about? This is what ass look like right here, man. Ain't no way. This is why I argue with people, man. I can't just listen to people, man. I gotta believe myself because I would have believed y'all, but I forgot. I said, let me go back and check the goddamn tape. Let me check the goddamn tape. Who hitting like that? Jesus Christ. Oh, this is the preseason I was looking at. Yeah, I was looking at that. LVE is ass. Here you go again. Where he at? Look at him. Look at it. Look at it. LVE ass, man. Y'all crazy, man. Where is this boy at? Let me see. Hold up. Let me see. All right, here we go. LVE right here. Look at him. Ass. Look at him. Blown out of there. Gone. Gone. Linebackers. Gone. Y'all remember these linebackers? Y'all remember the linebacker play we had this year? Jesus Christ, that was bad. Bad. He is ass, man. Look at this shit. Ass, man. What? He was getting money in the league. He got a contract out the league, man. He is ass. Then we had Curse and Bell at the linebacker position on this play. Ass. Come on, bruh. Here go LV again. Plenty of it. Ass. This him in coverage. Ass. He's ass. Oh my God. This Damone Clark. He ass too, but he ain't do bad on that one. Damone Clark. Ass. Gone. Look how far out of there he is. Ass. LVE right here. Boom. Nothing. He is nothing. Look at him. Look at him. He's nothing. LV again. Let's see. Let's see. What? Somebody got to force this back inside. You don't see this happen to Sanborn, do you? No, it does not happen to Sanborn. No, it doesn't. These are your linebackers. Look, they in the same gap. Him and Clark are together on that play. Look at them. They got smacked up. When we were stopping and running these games, it was despite of them. It was like playing with 9 people on the field. They was trash. Y'all forget that. They was worthless. Look at this. Do you understand? Look where your linebackers are on this play. This is not what y'all see today. And y'all complaining. Cowboys fans are spoiled as fuck about nothing. I don't even know who's spoiling y'all because y'all ain't seen it to be spoiled. You ain't even getting it. It's like the chicks would be like, you can't take me to Cheesecake Factory, but nobody never took them nowhere. Ever. But you bet you can't take me to Cheesecake Factory. Well, who taking you anywhere? What are you talking about? Stop it. No one took you nowhere. Ever. Look at these plays. Closing speed. Trash. Trash. That is trash. That's trash. Give me some more. Trash. Come on. This all from one game. I ain't even had to get a bunch of games. He's missed more tackles in this game than I think some guys miss all season, man. This dude is trash. And y'all was okay with this. Look at LV again. And Marquise Bell. Look at this. Trash, bruh. This is what bad linebacker ass play look like. Y'all call Sanborn ass. Sanborn would never allow this, man. He would never allow this. LV, you got to make this play, buddy. Watch this. Trash. There ain't nobody. They sent it straight to you, bruh. Trash. That ain't even a speed back. Trash. He was just horrible. Stole all that money. Look at that. Oh my God. Watch this. Jeez, they keying off of him. They say, you just just get a body on him. He easy as shit to run again. Look, this is what Clayton Adams, this is how Clayton Adams got here. It's like, God damn. They made that look easy. Why? Because he ass. Look, there you go. That's the one thing he did. This is supposed to be your redeemer. Y'all said in coverage, right? He's the guy, right? He's supposed to get an interception, pick six, this, take it home. He dropped that shit too. That shit still got caught because he ass. What are you talking about? Yo, this is bad. Look at this boy. Oh my God. Yo, how the motherfucker ain't never made a play to save his life? He can't make no fucking plays. God damn. Even when it's made for him to make them, he don't make no plays. He chase plays all game. He just out there. Look at this shit. Ass. Look at him. All the way out there. Ass. Not made one play yet. I ain't even had to go this far in the film to find something that Sanborn did. This dude, the whole game, did nothing. That's the one play he made right there. He didn't even make that play. Somebody else did. They just chased it to him. Look at him. Ass. Watch this. Ass. He gone. He out of there. He out of there. Look. What are you reading? He done. Him and Damone Clark. Ass. How Damone Clark even still here? It's crazy. I'd have cut him. I'd have kept Izzy McQuamo and cut Damone Clark. Boom. He made that play only because got pushed into it. Boy's trash. That was that pass play. I want to watch the run, please. Where's that? Look at Damone. He still don't want no smoke. He doing pushing. Watch this. Watch what they do to LV and Damone on this play. Watch this. Boom. Damone sealed off. Watch what they do to LV. They gonna choke slam this nigga. Yo, that's just horrible. That's horrible, man. They choke slammed him like a little boy. Some of y'all can do better than this. This is wild shit right here. They are horrible. I don't even like rewatching this film. This give me nightmares. Cause this is really that bad. And y'all talking like he did anything in his life. Nothing. All right, it's over now. God dang. Why I gotta do that for y'all to understand that he's ass? Are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? Wow. Wow. Justifying ass with another ass player is diabolical. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. Oh man. Yeah. You said what? Kurtz in his first season with us led the league in most being the most efficient tackler. I don't oh God, shut up, man. Y'all be talking crazy with that shit. I'm going to bed, chat room. Yeah, me too, man. Good night. Y'all stop watching. Y'all couldn't bear. He said Sanborn would allow that. Sanborn would never allow that, man. Jerry picking the trash and not us. It's crazy. You said they were okay. I said who was okay? LVE was trash. I said Sanborn is okay. So we can't want better Okoye. We already got it. It's Demo. Well, what do you think you're going to get? You want to trade? Y'all want to trade for what? A starting great linebacker, and then who going to sit down? You going to now have a progress stopper in front of Marist or Murray. Then one of them need to sit down. You just need to get your help back. That's all. That's it. And then draft one next year. God damn, that was bad. Yeah, no, LV was trash. I ain't say LV was good. Nobody said LV was legit, but Sanborn not either. He way better than that. But I'm out now. But I proved my point. You can watch this on silent and see that I ain't crazy. You know what I mean? Peace.